Okay, here we are, day after, and pretty much nobody's gotten any better. That's 4 games in a row. We've been a month of games with no celebrations, and it appears you watch you watch Hawks and Saints. There's a small reason to celebrate because as Matt Barrows tweeted out immediately, well, at least your team's not the worst in the division. The Hawks are still going to keep us company in the basement. And fam, Coach Shanahan remains consistent with his declaration of Jimmy Garoppolo being a 49er starter as he continues to make clear that Garoppolo will indeed start versus the Bears in spite of his worst game of the 2021 season versus the Colts. Tonight, we'll go to the phones for your reaction about the loss of the Colts, as we did after yesterday's game, and your feelings about Coach Shanahan's continued faith in Jimmy G. And by the way, Kwasky T, he'll be out for weeks. A knee bruise. And let's see, Kwasky's out, and D Ford and Aziz Al-Shar. Concussion protocol going into training. This is the thing. We're not going to go. I've already made up my mind. We're not going a week without injuries. George Kittle's he's not playing for the Bears, so he'll be back in 2 weeks, right? So, we continue to hobble along through everybody's got injuries, but I don't know. They seem to dramatically affect the 49ers. I did enjoy watching like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs get their brains beat out in Jacksonville. I mean, everybody's losing games. Here's the thing. I do wonder how many games will we lose before Shanahan does make a switch, honestly? And I'm a Jimmy G supporter, but I do wonder how many games are we going to lose before Shanahan says, let's go on and start working on next season. So if you're looking for me tonight to mount a defense for Jimmy, forget about it. I've got nothing to say about that situation right now. I do wish that Kyle Shanahan would talk to Jimmy about apparently some trust issues, that he threw that ball to Debo, and I understand he only thinks Debo, he only trusts, it seems, he's only got faith in Debo. There was 15 white jerseys over there. What are you throwing that for? Debo did get his hand on it, which was shocking. Somehow Jimmy did hit him. But still, that was a crowd. There was other guys open. Throw it to them. Trust them. Give them a chance. I'm giving you a chance. Throw the ball to them. Option one is Debo. Okay, I get it. Look around. See if anybody else is open. Throw them the ball. Give them a shot. So that game ended in disaster, as it pretty much carried on throughout from the beginning to end in disaster, right? So Jimmy G, of course, he will be the fall guy. Shanahan at number 2. The defense, the PIs didn't help any, but they are number 3 on the list. So priority-wise, I suspect it's got to be, I don't know, it depends on who you are. A lot of people are going to put Jimmy on top of the list and then Shanahan, and some are going to put Shanahan first and then Jimmy. But those two guys are going to get all the blame for this game. So whatever you want to do, fam. You know what? Quickly, let me just quote what Shanahan said. Coach Shanahan said this afternoon, there will be no change at QB for the Niners. As I just mentioned, Jimmy G had his worst game of the season in the Niners' 30-18 loss to the Colts last night during the biggest storm in California West. It was the biggest storm in West Coast history. I didn't really know that. It looked like it. I mean, it wasn't a rainstorm. It looked more like a monsoon. But, this is what you do in football. You play through those kind of things. People play in snowstorms. Look what they go through out in Buffalo. Knee-deep in snow. You got to perform. You're paid professional. Get it done. Get it done. Shanahan did acknowledge that fact, but no change will be made for the Niners' Week 8 game against the Bears with Trey Lance trying to get healthy again after a knee injury, which I do wonder, how bad is an injury? And some people think it's the conspiracy has already gotten out there. There's nothing wrong with Lance. This is all coming from the top. And after hearing about Denise the other day, you do wonder if there's some truth to that. Shanahan said in a conference call with the Bay Area reporters, we didn't go into that game thinking that Jimmy was one bad game away from losing his job or anything like that. Jimmy didn't play as good as he could, which he knows that, and I know that. I think there were some pretty hard circumstances for him, for both quarterbacks, considering some of the weather. But I definitely thought he could play better, unquote. JG completed a dismal 16 of 27 passes for 181 yards with one TD and two INTs against the Colts. That's unacceptable under any circumstances. If nothing else, just don't throw it then. Just stop. He also lost a fumble. Lance was inactive for the game Sunday night after sustaining a left knee sprain 2 weeks earlier against the Cards. Shanahan said Lance is on pace to be able to come out to practice this coming up Wednesday. Lance started that game when Garoppolo was sidelined with that calf injury, as you'll remember. Shanahan continued by saying, quote, in terms of deciding who's going at quarterback, that has to do with Jimmy's health. I wanted to see how his calf was, and it's good today, so he'll be starting, and hopefully Trey will get back into practice and have a good enough week to where he can dress. And if he ends up dressing, there's always a good chance he'll get some play in there. Trey hasn't practiced in 2 weeks, so when he does come back, he'll probably be limited as it is. Odds are when it comes to the game plan, you're not going to start rotating quarterbacks because it's not an open competition right now, unquote, right now. Shanahan still believes Garoppolo gives the 49ers the best chance of winning right now as the Niners continue to groom Lance to eventually take over as a starter. Shanahan went on to say, we know Trey is the future here, and we're trying to do what's better. We're trying to do what's before him, for him and for our team. And Trey is coming off a pretty big injury, and we're trying to keep bringing him along and keep getting him prepared as good as he can be to always be ready to come in and help on the plays we ask him to do. Always be ready to take over if Jimmy gets hurt, which could be any moment. And being ready to be the future for us too, unquote. All right. So in 5 games this season, JG completed 64.8% of his passes with 6 TDs and 4 INTs. His passer rating is 90.2. Lance has appeared in 4 games with 1 start. He completed 52.1% of his passes with 3 TDs and an INT. He rushed for 133 yards and a touchdown on 27 attempts. So what we have here is, I don't know, I don't want to say the blind leading the blind, but neither one of them are playing well enough for us to win any games of late. So, I don't know, fam. It just looks. I did see what Jimmy's got. He's got to stop. Look, Debo can't do it all alone. All right, I'm sorry, Jimmy. You got to find somebody else. I don't eat. Just find somebody else to throw the ball to. Teams know you're going to go to Debo now as well. They're going to double, triple team him. Stop it. Stop it. Look for Sanu. He caught one for you yesterday. You caught one for you. Give him a shot. You got Ross Dwelly. Give them the ball. Stop force-feeding Debo. It's going to get you into trouble. And I got a feeling that last game, and last play of the game, I think Jimmy's worried about his INT stat. He didn't even bother to throw it. Didn't even bother to throw it. Just said, let's stop. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Jimmy, you know you got to get over it. Get over it. Man up. And just do your job. Raheem Jamari said, hey, I tried Raheem made the game. I soaked my last night watching this travesty, and then my flight from San Francisco was delayed 5 times today. What a miserable weekend. Give me something to be happy about. Oh, Raheem, the only thing I could do is send the Learjet over to the airport and pick you up. Oh, God, that's the only thing that can be happy. Because you came in here and you saw a miserable game, and weather conditions that sucked, and then they do this thing at the airport. Raheem, let me at least give you this. I know! Raheem, look at it this way. It can't get any worse. It can only get better. We suck. And therefore, maybe, just minute chance against the Bears, the 49ers can find a way to pull out a win. At least we can stop with the L's. Wait, let me see what Guerrero's got to say here. Also, well, we're still above Seahawks. Guys, thanks for the contributions. Yeah, well, at least for that. And it sucks. Let me put on my cans. Eric, yes.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
You know, Eric. You know we're
Yo.
We're Yeah, Adrian,
Yo,
Adrian,
yo.
Adrian, Adrian, we got rules. You got to stay on mute, and we go one at a time, Adrian. We will get to you.
Oh, my bad, my
Hold.
bad.
All right,
Okay.
it's okay. Just let you know. Okay, thanks for calling. Hold on. All right. Hey, hey, go ahead, Eric. Tell me, whatever it is on your mind. No, and especially now that you know that we're going to start Jimmy with the Bears. Anything else you want to add to yesterday's debacle? Go right ahead.
Well, first things first. Well, I'm going to talk about. I think Trey should sit one more week. That's not to say that I want Jimmy to start. But what I'm saying is, I don't see a reason for Trey to come in off of an injury, and on top of that, not what's at stake, but like the drama that will happen in case this game fails. This game is it's a recipe for disaster. Again, we're playing Justin Fields. This is the guy that everyone wanted the Niners to pick.
Uh-oh.
If Trey Lance goes out there and he struggles
Lays an egg.
the same way we've been struggling,
Yeah.
exactly, and if we look bad
Ooh.
and Justin Fields lights it up somehow,
Ooh.
it's just all it's going to do is make this whole situation worse. So just sit Trey for one more week, allow him to get 100%, and then start him against the Cardinals. Just allow Jimmy to play one more week, and it's against his hometown, so I guess that'll be a little story up to the side, I guess. But at the same time, just let Jimmy play it out. Go ahead.
Now, as you say, if Jimmy wins, though, you realize that Kyle's going to stay with him. But the Bears got a hell of a defense. We'll see. But go ahead.
Yeah. Again, I feel like if we do win, like I said last week, it was going to be because we were the better team. Obviously, last week that wasn't the case. The Colts are clearly the better team. Hopefully, this week, if Jimmy does play, it is because we are the better team. I don't really see anything that the Bears have that could be better than us.
Well,
besides, I don't know, maybe their
Eric,
defense is decent.
You say the Colts are better. On paper, they probably weren't. When you look at man for man beyond Carson Wentz versus Jimmy Garoppolo, the rest of the roster, if anything, was even because they got Darius, but we got their linebacker. Okay, he's famous, but ours is too. The defense of secondary, I think they were equal. If anything, frontline rush, maybe the 49ers get a little bit of an edge. But yeah. The running back, we had a running back to match him. It was actually an even match, actually, I would say, at least.
It was, especially in the run game. Their stats were nearly identical in the run game. But at the same time, defensively, I feel like they play a lot better. Darius Leonard was literally all over the field. And obviously, our secondary was dropping picks left and right. We should have had at least like 5. But obviously, the rain made it tough. So I'm not going to blame them for that. But as far as the Kyle and John stuff, I'm going to be honest with you, Ronbo. I think Kyle should be fired. I think Kyle and John should be fired now. I think at this point, I feel like they're both tainted, and no one in the front office and the coaching staff is on the same page right now. If we look back to 2017, they wanted Kirk Cousins. That didn't work. They obviously all of a sudden midseason, right before the trade deadline, they traded for Jimmy G, and obviously Jimmy G came in, won us 5 games, to give him the massive contract, and he gets hurt. We go to the Super Bowl next year, and then right when we lose the Super Bowl, we're looking for a new quarterback again. And obviously the Tom Brady thing happened, all that, and then all of a sudden, 2020 happens, and then right after that season, we're looking for quarterbacks again, and all the pocket passer quarterbacks are out there that Kyle's looking at. And we have the 3rd overall pick, so we could either potentially get a really good quarterback out there, like an established one, which Kyle seems to be better at. He hasn't been able to actually, make a good quarterback in this league. He just grabs established quarterbacks and makes them MVPs. Obviously, he had the 3rd overall pick, and Ronbo, I'm going to tell you right now, all the pocket passer quarterbacks that he was looking at, it's just there's so many, Ronbo, and then on the night of the draft he wants Aaron Rodgers. It just has me to believe that he wasn't just going to look at all those pocket passer quarterbacks and then pick a running quarterback in the draft. That just doesn't make sense to me.
I thought about that
anything,
months ago. I thought about that as soon as I heard about the Stafford deal, and I said, and then we go get Trey. This doesn't connect. So I agree.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I think he wanted Mac Jones, but I think he knew that he was going to be overruled by the entire, front office and coaching staff, which I think ultimately he did. I don't think that he didn't like Trey Lance. I think he did, but I just think that he wanted a pocket passer quarterback, someone who was going to fit his system. He wanted an established quarterback. Why are you just going to all of a sudden change your system for a running quarterback? It doesn't make sense. He could have. I believe he wanted to go with the safest pick, which was the pocket passer quarterback, the quarterback that was essentially identical to Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo. It just made too much sense for him to pick Mac Jones. Now, obviously, I wanted Trey Lance. Oh, hell no, I don't want Mac and Cheese Jones. But I think Kyle really wanted Mac Jones, and I don't think anyone is on the same page. And today on Grant's show, Vish was talking about on the late night show how those guys were talking about how Frank Wright and Carson Wentz and how they were basically exchanging it, and their coach was giving Carson Wentz confidence to go out there and be the quarterback that he once was. And Kyle doesn't do that with Jimmy. And it just seems weird to me that if Kyle doesn't do that with Jimmy, why is he going to do it with someone like Trey Lance, who he wanted to get rid of essentially on the day of the draft?
And Eric, see, we got to stop it. That's what my biggest fear is for next year. He's not. Kyle's still it's going to be disciplined. You're going to work from the pocket. When plays break down, I want you to know when to take off and when not to. I want you to keep your eyes downfield. Kyle's basically, he only knows one way to build an offense. He's not going to alter everything for Trey. And this is what we all need to be concerned with. But it might work. Trey could work from the pocket, but it's going to take, I don't know how long. And he wants to make basically Trey into Russell Wilson, a bigger version. Because Wilson will stay in that pocket all day if he can. But if he needs to take off, he knows when to.
Yeah.
This is what they want. Same with Mahomes. He can take off. So we'll see.
Yeah. And another thing is, just real quick, just so you know, for the Trey Lance.
Okay. Sometimes, guys, production will give you about 10 seconds and then they'll go. Mr. Black Eyes, 22.
Am I here? Am I here now?
No, Adrian, it's not. It's Marion. Okay, Marion. Adrian, hold on. Promise you, we'll pick you up. We're going in order of people arrival. Okay, so hold on. Mr. Black Eye says, saw the stats and I'm pissed. Debo got 100 yards. The other wide receivers were damn limited. Mitchell got 100 yards. I noticed that Hasty only got 3 yards and 1 carry for 1 damn yard. No sermon at all on the box score. WTH, Mr. Black Eyes, thanks for the contribution. You know what really pisses me off, too? You see that feathered pass? Perfectly feathered pass that Jimmy threw to JaMychal Hasty. All there was in front of Hasty was the end zone. He falls down. It's raining, I understand, but good God. You make that play, and maybe it's a different day. You can't, Hey, Marion!
Bo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, Marion, terrible, man. We got 4 games in a row. We got butt beat. It's I don't know. Are we going to beat Chicago? And then I wonder, Eric just made an incredible point. I didn't think about it. If you did start Trey Sunday, he loses to the Bears quarterback, Justin. Oh my God! All of a sudden, the anger toward Jimmy that would be nasty. Kyle may be doing it for that reason too. Don't put him out there to lose. And oh my God, the decision to get Fields or not get Fields and pick up Trey would be off the chain. Mary, what are your feelings on what you're seeing so far? Eric just suggested that he's had it. He wants to see Shanahan and Lynch fired. What are you thinking here? Is it time to do that? Because the fact that they're going to stick with Jimmy is probably rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I told you weeks ago that Kyle Shanahan get his ass fired. I've been told you that. I told you that last year, actually. And it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen this year. I think season's in. I'm projecting us to win maybe 3 games this season. Maybe 3. Or 4 at best. Here's the thing. We done lost, 4 games already?
Well, you're losing count, huh? 4.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now, walk with me here now. Now, the 4 games we done lost, we really could be 6-1. What would the loss was? Okay, we could be 5-1, maybe undefeated. We only losing by a few plays, about 4 or 5 big plays
until yesterday.
That's really killing us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, even yesterday, you know, if some of those DBs would get interceptions, you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Or at least stop
things.
with the PIs. Even if they don't get interceptions, stop with the PIs. And maybe.
It's the little things. That's the difference between a head coach and, you know, and offensive coordinator. Head coach point out the little simple details. You know what I mean? And that's our issue as to where we're not getting those little details. You know, I mean, of course, people want to call Kyle Shanahan a genius. Well, I looked at his track record. You know, he'll go to an organization for a year and go to another organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He never had stability until he was with Washington with his daddy. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you know, I'm not going to blame Jimmy. I ain't going to blame Trey Lance. I ain't going to blame defense. I ain't going to blame nobody on this roster. I'm blaming Kyle Shanahan. That's one point of thing at. Because I don't give a damn if you go get Steve Young and Joe Montana. We still ain't going to win with that offense. It's not going to happen. The league know what we're doing. Period. If they didn't, I mean, we'll be up in the top 5 in passing. Our passing offense is bottom tier. Do you know that? You do realize that, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's been like that with Kyle Shanahan.
And you know, this is another thing that's been a thorn in my side to the point I've quit crying about it. Why can't we get Debo can't beat no, and he's been a rookie. He just was a rookie year before last. He can't do it all by himself. I understand Ayuk was supposed to come in and do things this year, but he's not. And here we are back at square one. It might as well be 2017.
But what have I said before? I said this after the draft. I said we went through this whole draft and did not get not one wide receiver. You know what I mean? We for some reason we don't like drafting wide receivers. And you know, Brandon Ayuk was a hope. But you know, we don't have nobody to scratch the field. But yeah,
don't forget Jalen Hurd, who would be.
I was just about to say that. But we holding out hope with Jalen Hurd, who ain't playing it down since Jesus walked the earth. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we have to back up on wide receivers. We don't have no receivers.
And then wait, it gets worse though. Then you have the premier receiver, George Kittle, who goes by his business card says tight end. George misses probably 6 to 8 games average a year. What do we do when he's gone? What do we do?
I would take a Vernon Davis any day before I take George Kittle. Because Vernon Davis was doable. He was on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, and that goes, and they rushed to pay him that money. They rushed that. And what happened? And since they paid him, what happened? He's hurt. So,
well,
right.
you know what? In fairness, he was hurt before the money got paid to him. But the fact of the matter is, if you're that important to the offense, could we just get you out there a little bit? Like, hey, man, we got so many. Got Mostert. There's just so many important guys that just miss big chunks of time. I don't know how we made that 2019 Super Bowl when I think about it. How did they do that?
We made the 2019 Super Bowl because we had a soft schedule. Let's start there.
I don't know about that, though, fam. Remember, we had to go through Green Bay. One thing, I'm just saying, Green Bay.
No.
Lamar Jackson and then the Saints. I don't know. That wasn't all that easy, but still.
The beginning of the schedule was pretty soft. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, towards the end, it got kind of rocky. But we was able to get the Super Bowl based on, you know, we had a full roster to where even the second and third string could be a starter. That's why we were so good. But then now we don't have that. So, like I say, when I see Kyle Shanahan, and by a month, I'm going to cuss his ass out. I'm going to see the video.
Well, that's right. You forgot you go that game.
Every time I call.
Man, we got to go, though. It seems like we got a lot of people chomping at the bit. All right, fam. Appreciate you. Have a great night.
All right.
And as HBK, we have committed a league-high 14 PIs for over 300 yards. That's unacceptable. Next game will determine if we are buyers or sellers. I know, all right. There he is, across the blue waters of Hawaii. Tony, you know we're gonna get a large contingent and come floating out there on some kind of a cruise ship. And, hey, guys, we're at Tony's place. Tony,
How's it going, Ronbo? Happy Monday.
I'm sorry, Tony. The Baptist is starting to get used to this. After 4 weeks, it seems like it's what we do. So, but Tony, I'm looking at the fact that Kyle's going to continue. As Eric brought up an incredible point about Kyle's not going to put him out there now. Everybody wanted to get to Justin Fields, or a lot of people wanted Fields, and he goes out there, loses the Fields, and then all hell breaks loose. I hadn't even thought about that. But Tony, your feeling on continuing with Jimmy, and if you have anything more to add about yesterday's game.
The quarterback moves this season really, a lot of them really don't make sense to me. I'll be honest with you. Watching Trey play against Arizona, the offense between the 20s moved so much better than it had under Jimmy all season, and it's all because of the way you have to play defense against Trey Lance. And so, understanding the fact that he is a rookie and he's only going to get better, whereas Jimmy, he's had years to develop within this offense, and this is kind of exactly what we're going to be seeing from him. It makes no sense to me to continue to start Jimmy, especially considering how poorly he really has been playing. I mean, over his last 3 starts, he's lost all 3 games. And last night, it's really tough to come down hard on Jimmy last night completely just because of the rain. A lot of people have been, saying, oh, the rain isn't an excuse. Injuries aren't excuses. They're not excuses, but the fact of the matter is that two of the reasons why the team is not performing at the highest level, at least last night. Number 1 was because of the way the rain disrupted the game, and number 2 was because we were missing George Kittle. And even though Jalen Moore played very well in Trent Williams' stead, he's still not Trent Williams. So the offense was not really what it could have been. And so, in a sense, it is unfair to lay the blame completely at the feet of Jimmy. But when you go back and you see a lot of the game film today, there were receivers that were open for bigger plays. And
throw him the ball.
You throw the ball, and at the same time, there were miscues by Debo. Like the interception, the pick 6 was really, that was kind of on Debo too. So, there's blame all over the place. The responsibility goes on Kyle Shanahan because he is the head coach. The team is just not playing well together, even though you look at the roster, top to bottom, and even with these injuries, they still have so much talent on this team, but they've never been able to put together a complete game all the way around. So it is unfair to Jimmy. It is unfair to Jimmy overall. He is not playing well, but to bench him after last night, it is a bit unfair after I've had a night to sleep on it. That being said, I do think Trey, if he is healthy, is going to be able to operate, not operate the offense better per se, but the offense is going to be a lot more dynamic with him in there just because it's 11-on-11 football. And the previous thought that you were saying before about, so Jimmy is from the Chicago area. Yeah. If anything, I think Kyle is going to have Jimmy start, number 1, because he feels bad about benching him. But number 2, I think he wants to give Jimmy a start in front of his family. And I'll be honest with you, I think this is a very winnable game regardless of which quarterback is playing this weekend. So I think also that Trey Lance might actually be hurt, and that the conspiracy theory we should be looking into about Trey Lance's knee isn't that they're manufacturing a knee injury for Trey, but no, Trey Lance's knee still needs some time to heal. And I think if Trey is even one bit injured, they should just not dress him for this game, to not even have that hanging over Jimmy's shoulder. Let him go out there. Let him show us his stuff. It'll be a Chicago game, but it won't be a monsoon. So let's see what Jimmy's got one more time. But honestly, my overall feeling is that it should be Trey Lance because he's only going to get better. And my final thought about all of this is Kyle Shanahan does believe it takes a long time to develop a quarterback to learn his offense. Even Jimmy Garoppolo, they dumbed down the offense in 2017 when he went on that winning streak. And he was supposed to grow year to year. So The reason why they drafted Trey Lance was because he was the best of the quarterbacks coming out of last year's draft under center. So Kyle is trying to find, as you say, that next Russell Wilson type, just taller and stronger than Russell Wilson, but somebody who is comfortable operating from the pocket. And so I can see where Kyle is coming from, saying we need to get this kid like fundamentally sound in the system before I take the leash off him, so to speak. And then he'll be able to improvise. Yeah, so that being said, it's reached a point in time in the season. The playoffs are so statistically unlikely. When Trey is healthy, I think we have to start him. But I question if he's healthy. If he is not healthy at all, he shouldn't even dress. Don't have that hanging over Jimmy's shoulder. Let Jimmy go out there. Let him play. Let's see if the defense can muster up another great effort, because I think the defense has been playing well. We've been screwed by the weather, and also those DPIs were super ticky-tack yesterday. I'm sorry. Like those. No, it's a confluence of bad events. Kyle Shanahan is the one responsible for this. He has to get it together, and it is time to leave. So, what do you think about all that, Ronbo?
I agree. And the intensity during the week, I have questioned this every week. Tony says, "What do they work on during the week in practice?" You watch the Hawks tonight. The Hawks? They were outmanned. The talent was way above them, but they fought and they battled 4 quarters. And they made that game close. That's what you call intensity and desire with good preparation. And that's why I said, what are we doing? Whoa.
I know. We have had a lot of coaching turnover. I will say that. Where you look at the Seahawks, they just got a Shanahan offensive coordinator running their offense. Now they're running with their backup quarterback. But the defensive position coaches have been pretty static for the past few years. I don't think that much of Ken Norton Jr. as a defensive coordinator, but they've been steady and they have the same system. We got to go. I'm sorry, but yeah.
It's okay. You make great points. I wish I had more time. We just got so many folks who want to say something.
Totally. All right. Aloha, Ronbo.
I'll see you midweek. All right, fam. Aloha.
Take care.
And Mass Draw says, for the love of God, replace that Jimmy poster with Steve Young. He does not belong up there next to the GOAT. Yeah, I don't have a Steve Young poster, and that comes down at the end of the season when Jimmy leaves. I'm leaving my decoration up. I'm sorry. Daniel Serrano says, we will sign Deion Sanders as a coach. Oh, God, that would be special. Thanks, guys, for the contributions. D-Flow!
Yes? Yes?
Yo, what up, Ronbo?
D-Flow. Go ahead, D-Flow. D-Flow, the news is in. I think everybody was waiting for him to say, no, we've made the decision to start Trey Lance this week. So he's not going to do that. Your feeling on that. And also, if you got anything, Ed, you want to add, because we had to stop yesterday because of short and sweetness. You get a little longer today, D-Flow. So if you left anything out yesterday, go ahead. And your feeling about Shanahan deciding to stay with Jimmy.
Look, you can't blame it on the weather. Jimmy, it's all Jimmy's fault, because there's plays when he threw that interception to Deebo Samuel. There was a wide open touchdown pass to Mohamed Sanu. Wide open, where there was 5 defenders on Deebo.
At least.
Mohamed Sanu was running up the field untouched. Nobody there. All he had to do was just throw it. That's an easy touchdown. This guy is not a rookie. He's playing like a rookie, right? Jimmy Garoppolo is playing like a rookie. And we can't say, because it was inclement weather, that's why he had a bad game. Look it. The other team had to play on that weather too. And not only that, the Indianapolis Colts is an indoor football team.
Yeah, we talked
indoors.
About
they don't play outdoors. Right? They're indoors, and they're throwing the ball. They're not afraid to throw the ball deep. The Colts are just like us, maybe even more. They have injury players, especially in the secondary, and they're not even challenging them. Like, how do you not explain that? Like, why do you not? Like, how they say everybody's been saying Deebo. Never mind. Jimmy's not. Doesn't have faith on the other receivers. If he has no faith on the other receivers, that's on him to put them on the side and work with them after practice to get better, to get gelling, because that's what great quarterbacks do. They work with them. And not only that, you got to gain trust. So how can you say they're not gaining trust? Because whenever he throws it to someone else, they catch it. Like, look at the game yesterday. You didn't see no bobble. Deebo had a couple bobbles, but he still threw it to Deebo. Right? Dwally has yet to drop a pass. How come he ain't throwing to Ross Dwelly? Every time, so far, when he got opportunities, every time they threw the ball to Ayuk, he's caught it. So why isn't he spreading the ball? And not only that, a wide open touchdown. Like, how do you miss a wide open touchdown? Right there up the middle. And we all know Jimmy doesn't have a strong arm to throw it like in the corners, but he tries to paint the needle, and they're right there. And it's just mind-boggling how we can't say we can't, well, it's the rain. The other team had to play in the exact situation, and we couldn't do nothing. Our DBs look suspect. Their DBs are suspect. The only difference is their head coach trusts their quarterback, say, just throw it. I trust you. Just throw it. Make something happen. But when it comes to Kyle Shanahan, oh, no, you know what? If I don't have trust in Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball deep, I won't even trust him. He's going to just let it pass. So I don't get why Jimmy should be starting. He's not doing anything great. He's been on this team for 5 years, going on 5 years, and he hasn't yet to push the envelope or the needle higher. It looks like he's regressing. So I don't get the whole suspect of, Jimmy needs to be our starter. Not only that, like, we got to stop with this 2019 vibes, because so far we have 2020 vibes, because you know why? We signed the exact same players of 2020, and we're doing the exact same thing, maybe even worse, because we were better last year coming into this record compared to this year. Mm-hmm. So it has to do with the upper management, Prog Marate, him, because he's the one that it says that he housed with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. So we don't know if he's a kingpin who basically didn't want to sign DeForest Buckner, the glue to the locker room. Just let him walk. But it's just, I don't get the whole scenario, because with this team right now, I don't see us even winning a Super Bowl or barely even scratching for playoffs. So if we're barely scratching for playoffs, we got to get our quarterback ready for next year, because if Jimmy does play, he wins, and he does decent every single game, he's not going to be here next year. We're going to have Trey Lance, and Trey Lance hasn't played a game from last week, or from the last time he played the Cardinals. He hasn't played a game since 2019. So basically, we might have another season of ups and downs. So we might as well just rip the Band-Aid off.
You can
go with Trey Lance.
Yeah, you can guarantee it's going to be ups and downs. This is what bothers me. See, because Driefel, the plan was to redshirt him this year and go with him next year. But you know what? Now we got to go through a whole new training program next year. Driefel, we're going to run out of time though. We'll be back midweek and see what happens next. All right.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good one.
All right, Driefel. You too, fam. Mr. Black Eye says we played in the rain versus TB in 2019. You mean the Washington football team, right? Did we play in the rain against Tampa Bay? And we won. So you mean Tampa Bay, right? Not Tampa Bay, but the Washington football team. Yeah. Yeah, that was but remember the hero of that game? Kendrick Bourne? Yeah. I don't know. It's that was strange. Jay, come on in, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, if you didn't finish expressing yourself about yesterday's game, you can go ahead and finish that. And Jimmy Garoppolo will be the starter, apparently, coming up against Chicago. Your feelings on that as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was pretty hot after the game, but my mind haven't changed. I really did like Kyle, I thought, but it's his 5th year, and we digress. Seemed like every year except the 2019, and we always talk about that team, and we need to just, like the other guys said, we need to just stop talking about this team, because that year we didn't win the Super Bowl. So that team is just going to be forgotten anyway, pretty much. So, yeah, my thing is Kyle needs to be fired. He needs to go. I'm not going to change.
Like I always say, though, Jay,
thoughts.
when somebody fires Kyle, and I forgot to ask earlier, too. Now, who are you looking at to come in and replace him? This is the only thing that I'm the fear of the unknown with me, you know. Who are we going to get next, and is he going to be better or, God forbid, worse?
Well, the thing is, Kyle's not a head coach, and he has proven that. He has, he can't develop any players that we have drafted. And then he's just a system guy.
Well, okay. I just want to say something about everybody says that. But listen, here's the thing. When Debo came, he was good. Now he's great. When George came, he was unknown. Now he's one of the league's best. All right. You look at some of the guys we got are doing okay. I don't know that we should just rest on that. He can't develop players. I'm not saying he's doing a wonderful job up and down the roster, but I'm thinking that might be a broad statement that we should pump the brake on a little bit. You know, I don't know that Nick Mullins and CJ actually left here worse, but you can only do so much with the talent you've got. But go ahead. I just want to make that point. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. I think. You gotta understand this. I think George was gonna be great wherever he went if they use him right. He has the work ethic and the determination and the mindset, and not everybody has that mindset. So when your coach is talking about he don't have to develop the third overall pick y'all traded for, and then accountability on, hey.
Okay. Well, Jay, we're not finished with Trey yet. We just had him for a few months. So that the jury still has to stay out on that.
No, I'm not.
I'm just saying, we don't know yet what's going on.
He don't have time to develop.
Yeah,
he said he don't have time to develop Trey Lance, and
no.
And
Jay, when did he say he didn't have time to develop Trey Lance? Where'd you get that from?
Through a conference that Greg Cohn asked him about Trey Lance, and he said, "What is your Trey Lance development?" He said, "We don't." Pretty much said, "We don't really care about his development." But he said it in a nice way, if you want to say that. But
I'd question that. I doubt that's true.
Okay, I'm telling you,
Who said it?
On ears, but
did Grant say that?
Kyle Shanahan. No,
Kyle Shanahan said he didn't have time.
Yeah, Grant asked him a question.
Yeah.
He asked him, "What do you think about Trey Lance's development?" And he said he wasn't in on developing players during the season or whatever he said. I don't know. It's been a minute since I listened to it. But that's his exact words. He ain't here to develop players when they're a backup.
Don't take that too seriously. Kyle, if he said that, misunderstanding, I think Kyle has every reason to develop him. Now, he can't really let you know on what's going on.
I know how much.
He's a number 3 pick. He better be invested and try to trade. But he's going to bring him along in a way that we're not going to be able to comprehend right now. So be careful with some of that stuff you're hearing. Yeah, he can be better. You can't ignore him.
I just feel like this. You traded all this capital to get him, and you have a quarterback that has already reached his ceiling. And
Jay,
you're not playing.
We have to stop it. Chase, sometimes things aren't just that black and white or that easy. You know what I mean? Well, let's see what develops between on Wednesday. Maybe that little rumor can be cleared up or something a little further. But I'll see.
Yeah, I probably won't call.
All right, man. We'll see
All
midweek then. All right. But hey, Lee.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Lee, the fallout from yet a fourth loss in a row. And Lee, there were people early in the season were projecting Jimmy would be either traded by now or something like that, and the big game would be Trey Lance versus your main man Justin Fields, and looks like we're not going to get it. But did you hear what Eric said? I never thought about that. If we were to start Trey this week, and he goes out there and gets beat up by, I'll play it at least by Justin. Oh, the fans are already restless. Can you imagine? And Lee, I know you'd be leading the pack.
I don't agree with that, Ronbo.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree
good.
with that because if that's the guy you drafted, that's the guy you gave up our entire future for, well, then have some freaking confidence in the guy. Back the guy that you picked. Show
Good
that's
point
the
there.
reason why you picked him over Justin Fields, Ronbo. Like, Justin Fields, I didn't even want to move up from 12, Ronbo. I was sitting there, happy to sit there and take the best player, my favorite player in the entire draft. It wasn't actually Justin Fields, it was Micah Parsons, okay? Absolutely killing it, Ronbo.
Yeah.
But when we made the trade up to 3 and we had to pick a quarterback, I told you out of all the quarterbacks, I'll take Justin Fields. You know, I don't want to hear this bull crap. I'm going to keep it real tonight, keep it raw. I don't want to hear this bull crap about Jimmy needs another chance. Jimmy needs this. Jimmy needs that. It's not Jimmy's fault. That's a load of rubbish. He played crap yesterday. Let's keep it real. You know, he threw 2 bad picks. He threw one that a kid in Pop Warner wouldn't throw, Ronbo. You know?
They went across the middle.
He had wide open receivers. You know, Sanu, Ayuk on multiple plays. He didn't go to them. You know? That throw that he threw to Debo, Debo, you know, maybe should have caught it, but it wasn't even the high
that was
completion.
the wrong option.
It was better options. Yeah. But he didn't look, Ronbo. And we've seen this from years and years and years, right? Do you remember the Bucs game when he did a very similar play a few years ago, Ronbo, when we went to the Super Bowl? Do you remember that where he just looked down straight at his one receiver, didn't look around, threw a pick?
And let everybody know he was throwing it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's these little things that he just hasn't progressed. And one good thing about Trey is that he'll go through his reads. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't.
You see his
throw
head
many
going
picks.
around.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He processes. He goes through his reads, and that's the thing that Jimmy just has never got together. You know, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt this year because I wanted to win. I wanted to go back to the playoffs. Yeah. But the thing is, we didn't even draft to get back to the playoffs, Ronbo. Let's keep it real. Like, we went into free agency. We got all this hope because we re-signed all our veterans, right? We got Tart, Ward, guys like that. We got Williams. We got Alex Mack, who was supposed to still have something left in the tank. But then we go into the draft and we draft Trey Lance, right? Who everyone knew was a project and needed time. We draft Aaron Banks. He's not getting on the field. We draft Trey Sermon, who's not getting on the field. You know, 3 offensive picks in a row, and none of them are helping our offense. Our offense is stagnant.
Lee spotlighted I didn't really think about that. That's the first 3 picks aren't even playing. Ambry
the first
Thomas,
4 picks. The first 4.
I should add Ambry Thomas to that list.
You know, corner was one of the biggest things that we needed going into that draft. And we just sat there and we're like, no, we don't need a corner. We'll just go off these old guys. We've got Verrett. You know, we still got Mosley there, you know, who was like a UDFA Ronbo. Like, you know, Verrett's been injured most of his career. We didn't even have backup plans. You know, we put all this faith into building up this offense, and this offense hasn't done anything. And that's what's on Kyle, you know. It's not all on Jimmy, but Jimmy didn't play well, you know.
Well, he added to the
Kyle's got a lot to answer for, you know. And over the years, Ronbo, you know, like, frick, I never even played American football growing up. But you know what? All the guys that I gave you are absolutely balling. I said, Micah Parsons is my favorite player. I said, go out and get Patrick Surtain. He's killing it, Ronbo. He's with the most consistent DB drafted this year as a rookie, okay? I said, get Asante Samuel in the second. He's the best player in the second round. Killing it. Azeez Ojulari, I said, if you want to trade back Ronbo, get another edge rusher. Azeez Ojulari had 3 sacks yesterday. He had a sack in his first 3 games this season. Every week, you know? And Kyle doesn't have an excuse for that. He's grown up his whole life around football, you know. So is John Lynch. You know, these guys shouldn't be making these mistakes every year. I heard you earlier say something about, you know, why we went on that great run on 2019, man, because no one expected us to get to the Super Bowl at the beginning of that season. But the big reason why we did, Ronbo, is because we drafted well. We got Nick Bosa, who's the best player on this freaking team, and we also got Deebo Samuel, who's the best offensive player on this freaking team this year. Okay, and we hit with our first 2 picks, and then what do? We go to the free agency. We get guys that can help. We got D Ford. We got Quan Alexander. Okay, he's not on the team now, but that year they helped. We went out and got Emmanuel Sanders. We hit on our free agency. We hit on our draft. And that's what we need to do if we want to remain consistent and win this league.
That's absolutely that's a perfect observation. That is exactly what took place. Not only did you hit it out of the park with the draft picks, but you picked up the right free agents, and that is how it's done. And we've been failing in that area 2 years in a row. Javon
and it's
Kinlaw,
no coincidence.
Lee, are you ready to go along with Javon Kinlaw was a mistake?
I said it day one. I told you I didn't like that pick. I told you we should have went CeeDee Lamb. And if we didn't go CeeDee Lamb, why didn't you take Tristan Wirfs? He can play right guard or right tackle. That's right guard. We've never filled that position ever since day one.
Well,
the guy's perfect for our scheme. He's agile. He's strong. He's got good technique. He can do it all.
Lee, we got to go. But if we finish below 500 this week, there's going to be conversations in Santa Clara. We're going to start talking about who's going to replace Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, but we can't really think about that because Jed's not going to let that much money be in his future. That's a lot of cash. I can't wait to see the season end. Lee, I'll be back midweek looking for you. Okay, good.
No worries, Ronbo. Shout out to everyone that calls tonight. Shout out to your platform and go Niners. Everyone support Ronbo. Hit him with that like. Thank you, Ronbo.
Thanks, Lee. Have a great day. And, you listen to Lee talk, and he says, I never played American football. Lee's in New Zealand. And the picks he made, he's right on the money. Hey, we got another Jay. Hey, Jay.
What's up?
Jay, we're still crying about we're not crying about one game either. We got to cry about everything in general. You know what I mean? The atmosphere just sucks right now. We're going back into history and seeing where the dominoes started to fall. You know what? I mean, Jay, man, we need a lifesaver. Somebody throw it out there. I'm drowning here, Jay, man. What?
Come on, man.
Jimmy starting
got
Sunday.
To be Nate Stubbs for at least. He's the right. I'm just kidding. Wait,
Jay, you're feeling though, man. On yesterday's game.
And blame it on the rain, Ronbo.
Blame it on the rain.
No, we can't. We lost.
Blame it on the stars.
Team,
yeah.
You hear me, right?
No, I'm sorry. I was singing. Let me do it. I'm sorry, Jay. Do it. Say it again.
We lost to a shit team, so that means we're shit, Ronbo. They have more injured players than us, I'm pretty sure, right?
Jay, your microphone. Something. I'm getting. Where are you? Are you in a good place? Try again.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay, good. You can hear me, right?
Sounds a little better now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we lost to a shit team, Ronbo. What's it called? We can't blame the rain, because, they played in the rain too, so it doesn't make sense to blame it on the rain, So, I feel like, better team won, I guess, that week, so, we lost. Honestly, we have more talent than them too. That's just crazy.
Yeah, because they had a lot of their people out. They didn't have T.Y. Hilton. They lost that receiver a few days earlier. Serious injury. They carried him off. So they didn't even have their top receivers out there, which is hurt my feelings.
Safety, Julian Blackman.
They lost their best, and Blackman was out. He's up and coming, ascending. And that's what hurts my feelings so bad because I've said they got a watered-down team and ran us out of our own park.
And, it sucks that Jimmy doesn't, throw down the field. I don't know why, if that's Kyle's decision.
Your microphone.
Jimmy.
Jay, maybe, are you using headphones or using Bluetooth?
Wait, Ronbo, can you put one person before me real quick?
Okay. Well, I'll bookmark that. Remember, you talked about is Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy in a downfield thing. I'll remember that. Okay. We'll be back. Matt Straw says, callers, please don't drink lean before calling in. Thank you. I know. That wasn't meant for you, though. The last caller we just got through talking to. And Tobin Ernst says, Kyle played chicken. He has a death wish. Thanks for the contribution. And Tony says, you are denying physics if you don't factor in the rain. The difference in the game was Carson Wentz's ability to scramble and ticky-tack OPIs. Is that a DPIs? Yeah. The PIs played a huge factor. It made it easier. If we could have got a couple of PIs, which again, Kyle, if you see something that works, it's just like the Super Bowl always says, if they're holding us and they're not getting any flags, can we please resort to the same tactic? Whatever works. If they're going to allow it, then let's do it. Throw the ball way up in the air and put a nice high arc on it. And so when it comes down, you run hard. Like somebody said yesterday, stop, put the brakes on, and let the defender run into you, get a flag. I love that kind of strategy. All is fair, love, war, and football. Hey, Adrian, come on in, hey. Oh, no. Adrian was waiting patiently and got mad and left. Adrian! Let me do the Rocky Balboa. Yo, Adrian! All right, Adrian, we tried, man. Santana!
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Oh, Santana, this is not a good time to ask me that. But I wish I could. Santana, if we could have just won 2 out of the last 4, I would be in a better mood. 1?
Yeah.
Come on, man. We want 2 out of 5. We could have just won 2 of the last 3, at least. What's wrong with us? And by the way, what was wrong with yesterday's game? And also, Jimmy continues this Sunday. So you can give me some on all of that.
I mean, Ronbo, for one, it amazes me that he's going to start next Sunday. It's crazy how this team, or Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, believe in Jimmy G. It's like ever since they got him, he's been inconsistent. He's been injured, and they're still willing to die and ride with him. And it's like, if that's the case, then then usually when everybody knows Jimmy G's time is done, and I think John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's time is done too. They don't make the right decisions. They don't draft well. They don't know how to evaluate players, and most importantly, I don't think they know how to develop players. And that's just concerning right there, And then to top it off, man, Kyle Shanahan throwing that yellow flag should tell you everything about him right now. He's not in it. He doesn't know how to manage the game. So if he really wants to be a play caller, he should go play a call for some other team and let someone take over the head coaching job here and do it the right way,
But Santana, like I always ask people, who do you have in mind? Who would be your ideal coach? Who would be the first guy you'd pursue right now to take Shanahan's spot?
I don't have anybody in mind, Ronbo, but
So I think before we fire Shanahan, I think most of us should consider the ramifications.
No, obviously, yeah.
I want to know, is there somebody can bring in to make me feel comfortable? Because as soon as they announce a certain name, I got a feeling a lot of us are going to say, oh, Jesus.
I'm
worried about that, oh, Jesus moment,
I heard something about Eric Bieniemy, the coach offensive coach for the Chiefs, but even then, man, I don't trust that because he has Patrick Mahomes. And they said they might have said that he might have developed Patrick Mahomes, but I don't believe that. I believe that Patrick Mahomes is he played 4 years in college, and so he came with a little bit of experience into the NFL. So when he sat down for a year, it was more.
And Andy Reid may have a lot to do with Patrick Mahomes too. So you just don't know.
So I don't trust that,
because they're getting beat now for reasons unknown.
It's weird too. But anyways, not him. But I don't know. They just gotta look somewhere, man.
See, that's why I just say that because we got to watch what we wish for. I don't want to go back to the Chip Kelly, the Jim Tom Sulas, some of the people we've had down through the years, because we can't find anybody else, and we had to find somebody at the last second, and we get more misery, more suffering.
I understand that, but obviously, sometimes the play calling is not the problem. Sometimes it is the players' execution, but at the same time, man, you as a head coach got to make sure your players execute. And
And work that out during the
you
course
be
of the
aware
week
of the
when you're
situation in the
practicing.
field.
If you see those
Yeah,
mistakes, make the correction, pull them aside, stay late. I guess.
yeah. I mean, and then another thing too, Ronbo. I mean, the game against the Colts, man. I think I talked to you not like. I think I talked to you a couple of days before the game, or before, like, I think the week following into the game against the Colts. And I mean, I told you, man, there's just a blueprint on Jimmy G, man, and Jimmy G with Kyle Shanahan's office. It's just there is, they just flood the middle of the field and make him throw outside the numbers, and Jimmy G can't do that, and that's how every team has played us, and that's how every team has beaten us to this point, even against the Colts. So if Jimmy G starts against the Bears, we're gonna lose that game. 100%, we're gonna lose that game. I do not, and it just amazes me that we're still gonna go with Jimmy G against the Bears. It's like, dude, it's time to let Jimmy G. He lost his job. He had 5 years of opportunity. It's time to go on with the kid, Trey Lance. It's time to move on and start this new era with Trey Lance. It's just time, Ronbo. Everybody knows it, and I believe the locker room knows it as well. Except the only ones that are hard-headed is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And it's the same thing. They do the same, Ronbo, they do the same thing over and over. They're so hard-headed with players.
Yeah.
With Dante Pettis, with Jalen Hurd. They're just so hard-headed. They just trying to get their way, trying to be right about things when they're not.
And this is the main issue right here. We're the one year we had a good draft, we did well. Lee just pointed out we've got to find, and you point out now Jimmy's gotten to the point, and it is his fault as a professional. Don't not trust your receivers. You're the only weapons you got. Use them. All right. So because you got Sanu running down the field by himself. Why didn't Jimmy throw the ball to him? That's really scary. Yeah. And then he forces the ball into Debo.
Did you see the one with Ayuk too?
Yeah, everybody says they saw Ayuk wide open. I'm not on my screen. I didn't see that.
Ayuk's running down the field. He cuts to the outside of the field, and then he cuts inwards inside the field and jukes 2 defenders in the back, the safety in the corner. I want to say, free safety, and he's wide open. Dude, just free touchdown right there.
Sandro, I hope that continues because I don't know what's going on between Kyle, Jimmy, and Ayuk. But let's run out of time. Let me see you midweek. All right. Thanks, Antenna.
All right, bro. I'll see you later, man. You have a good one, man.
You too.
Bet.
Adrian.
Yo.
Oh, God. I'm getting. Hold on here. I'm sorry. Give me 10 seconds. Okie says, 2 of them PIs should have been defensive holding, a 10-yard penalty, not spot a ball penalty. I know. Okie, we're always going to get abused by the refs, and you know this. I'm not even surprised. I didn't even see that. Thanks, fam. All right, Adrian, go ahead, Ed. We're ready.
Yo, what's the biz?
Bad business.
What's going on, fake room?
It's crying time. Wait, last year I think we didn't win. Did we lose 4 games in a row last year? At any one point?
Hey man, we showed. I don't think we lost 4 in a row. I think we lost probably like 3 in a row. But
right?
3 in a row, 3 is too much. 2 is too much.
But that just goes to show you how bad this year is. 4 in a row.
Yeah. I blame it. Here's my whole take. Let me just put it down like this real quick. I put it like this. Based on the last game, I really do believe we had another episode of the Jittery Jimmies, right? And I just think that he's just aiming for Debo like crazy. We got Sherfield. Even
Sanu made a play.
Sanu and all that.
So Ayuk, everybody says Ayuk was running free. I didn't see it, but everybody says it, so it must be true. And you got to use your tight ends. I don't know. It's just very strange.
I think everybody's going to key on knowing that Jimmy is going to throw to Debo
right.
almost every play.
And you selling white jerseys over there during that INT? They had more. I think the coach was over there. No, I mean, everybody was over there. And Jimmy threw it into that group. I said, oh, shit. Damn. Whoa.
I know, for
Wait.
real, and for real, and I'm tempted to be like, yo, what does this Sudfield guy got? You know what I mean? Just like it's just crazy. I mean, he had his time in New England, right? He got his little 4 or 5 years here and stuff like that. I'm gonna put it like this, like, yeah, when he's in, people want to say, oh, he's a winning quarterback,
Sudfeld?
whatever the case is, but
Oh, you mean Jimmy?
it's not happening now.
No, we're getting beat.
And I want to squash all this little, oh, we need to fire Kyle Shanahan, we need to fire John Lynch. Like, let me put it like this. Like, look, like, he had his Reuben Fosters and he had his Pettis and stuff talking about Lynch here. But, I mean, he also have his little Kittles and he got his Samuels too. And it's not as if these people play on the field. Right? You don't see John and Kyle strapping up. It is on the players. He does need better play calling than Kyle, but
you know what?
Yeah.
Though? I think they knew they had a Super Bowl contending roster this year. But you don't draft as if, well, we can get these guys in here and coach them up. They got the raw material. We can look forward to the future. You never do that, and they probably learned that this year. You bring guys in that are going to threaten the jobs of people on the field. Don't plan on the future because these guys are. We lost Jason Verrett, and we knew we were going to be in big trouble if we lost him, and we did.
Oh, big trouble. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not to cut you off, none, but it's just like, yeah, even with the corners that we got, and we need to give D'Amico Ryans like more slack too. This is his first year being a defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh didn't do that good on his first year either. And remember, we was calling to get his butt out. And just the thing now, like, hey, he's working with who he got. He's working with people that they got off the street, and Kirkpatrick and Norman. Yeah, they need to, do better on the PIs and stuff, but still, like, he's doing what he's doing with what he has. And let's keep it real, like, the defense kept us in the games for most of this time. It's the offense that haven't been stepping up.
You know what, though? I agree. And I don't think anybody's really picking on D'Amico. Not now. This is early in the season, right? But
they shouldn't.
And you know what? Honestly, I don't want to see Kyle and John leave unless there's somebody better. Because there's a lot of bad coaches out there. Adrian, I don't want them up in here.
No, I feel you. I mean, I don't want no other Dennis Erickson. I don't need another Mike Nolan up in here. I don't need no other Tom Sula or no Chip Kelly up in here. No, like Kyle is a good offensive coordinator. He's just working with what he got, and he just needs to put it on Jimmy. Like, bro, there's more than one person to throw to because everybody's going to be aiming for Debo because that's all he's throwing to. I mean, it's just frustrating because I was so hyped about this year and like, oh, we're getting off of the injury bug and here comes the injury bug again and I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have that injury bug. It'll never go away. That's a part of our DNA now. We got to lose X amount of players every year, and we have to lose at least 1 or 2 a week. 2 people in concussion protocol, and you've got Kwaski knee. He'll be out for weeks. But hey, Adrian, we'll get to see that man from SC. I can't wait to actually see him.
I can't wait either, man.
Yeah, I want to see what he looks like. I really do.
Hey, next time I'll try to zoom in or something, man. Just
yes,
me
we
being
love
on
zoom
the
ins.
phone or something. I want to let all the faithful know, like, look, I'm at least one of the top 5 fans up in here. Know what I mean? So just let you know, I'm in all the press conferences. I'm in all of that. Know what I mean?
Right.
Just if you see Adrian Belgrave on your comments, just know it's all about the Niners. All right.
What is your name on the? What is your username?
My for the IG is
while you're up in the chat or wherever you're at. Okay.
Oh, it's Adrian Belgrave. It's my government.
Adrian Belgrave. There he is. All right,
that's the government. You know what I mean?
We're gonna go, fam. I love you, man. We'll see you midweek. All right.
Most definitely, Rondo, keep it up and faithful. No, I mean, let's keep that faith up. We're going to get this win versus Chicago. Best believe that because they got nobody up in there that's giving us no threats. Niners. All right. Thank you, Rondo.
Thank you. See, he fired up my spark. I'm feeling better now. Shoot, it's bad, but it could be worse. All right. But hey, Master says, stop drafting players with pre-existing injuries and signing free agents with pre-existing injuries. Parag needs to be fired before anyone. Master, thanks for that contribution.
Ronbo.
Did you see Kevin White with that big reception today? I thought he couldn't play. And Mao, wait a minute, let me get this. Hold on a second, Phil. Mao Boeing. Mao Boeing, thanks for that contribution. I love the name. And Jay, come on in, man.
What's up? Wait, who's Kevin White? Is that the wide receiver we let go?
The guy that I think his name was Kevin.
What?
First name was Kevin. Last name. Anyway, the wide receiver we had in our camp last year all year, but wouldn't let him play. And I saw his big body out there with the Saints today. Made a huge reception. I said, "Wait a minute, is that Kevin White?"
How many yards?
I don't know. It was a long play. But say that Kevin White, he can play. Why didn't we ever try to use him? So I don't know.
He was injury prone. That's why I'm pretty sure.
He was injury prone, yes. But when he was with us last year, he wasn't injured yet, and we didn't even try to use him. He dressed up a couple of games, but I don't know. We have problems. Well, what we were talking about with you was what were we saying? Where did we leave off?
I said if Jimmy's not confident throwing the deep ball, or
there you go.
Kyle.
That's why you said ask me did Kevin White make a deep catch. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Yes, I don't know.
I think it's a bit of both because Kyle really doesn't like scheme up plays to go deep that much. I think does he? I don't really know if he does.
I really don't. I mean, everybody blames.
And the only
Jimmy.
deep threat is really BA, but we're not really like
using him.
Letting him. Yeah, using him.
Even when we had Marquise Goodwin, we were still chewing up the middle of the field all the time. Goodwin got a shot every now and then. But he used Goodwin still cutting across the middle of the field, use him for his speed. I really wonder if Kyle wants to be bombing. Because otherwise, why not? But you need the receiver core. He did it when he had Emmanuel Sanders. I think it's 50-50, Jay. It depends on who he's got to go deep.
But it starts when we go against trash cornerbacks and we don't, attack the freaking cornerbacks that were backups. It really sucks.
Kyle likes to attack the linebackers with mismatches. That's why he likes to do George Kittle across the middle where he can take advantage. But those routes have to be timed perfectly, and otherwise you get the INT. I don't know. It's really hard to figure out his offense. For my mind, I don't know. Some people may understand a little better than I do, but when I look at what they're doing, I see what they're doing, but I don't understand the percentages of it being successful are kind of rough.
Yep. So what's it called? I don't think we should fire Kyle yet. I feel like we should give him like one more year or two with Trey Lance, and if he doesn't succeed with him, then we should
think about
find some guy. But I think the Dallas Cowboys coordinator, Kellen Moore, I think his name is. He looks good, right? Or what?
Yeah, the Cowboys are looking better this year.
Cowboys look good, yeah. Honestly, I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. To be honest.
Oh, Jay.
And I'm not a fan of the Cowboys at all.
I know, but anybody but them.
I do like Dak Prescott though. He looks like a cool dude.
Oh, yeah, he is. They got cool dudes. I just don't want the Cowboys because of history with them. Because if they get 6 rings before we do,
off right now, Ronbo.
Jay, if they get a 6 ring before we do, we're never going to hear the freaking.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was. Yep. And so and I think Trey is not even hurt. To be honest, like he had a knee sprain in the game, and he played the whole game. It doesn't even really make sense. I know
he didn't feel it till that night.
Yeah, so I know there's adrenaline or whatever the fuck it's called, but
that's it.
That's what he said after the press conference too. He said, I don't really feel nothing because of the adrenaline. That's what he said. I think something around that.
He went
But
to
I'm
bed
sure he
that
was
night.
sore, but
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
bed that night. Ah, damn! Oh, my leg! And then he go call the coach and tell him, "Coach, I got a problem here. I think I'm not sure. I cut in on you tomorrow. Let's get to the MRI and see what's going on with you." Then that's when they said, "Yeah, he's got a sprained knee." Hey,
You
Jay,
heard about Zach Wilson? He's hurt, right?
what?
Or something?
What happened to him?
Zach Wilson's hurt.
With what?
I think he
What happened?
hurt his leg or something. I don't even know
Oh
what.
man, here we go.
I
that's-
didn't even want to draft him because he's too small. He's like 6'1" or something, and he's
I
hella
know.
small. He
It was
looks
only
like
a matter
a
of time.
kid out
We gotta
there.
go though, fam.
I called. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Jay, well, come back midweek. Let's continue. All right.
Yeah, okay. Have a
All
good
right,
day.
fam. You too. Thanks. See, Mal Bing. Thanks, Mal Bing. I see all them M's. And Cal wants Trey Lance, just like us. Yeah. Well, he's going to get him within a few months, actually. Oh, man, here's a guy that suffered yesterday. Forget about it. Niner Mike sitting out there in the rain and cold, watching the 49ers play like ass. Mike, forget about it. Get on in here, man. God. Oh, God.
Oh, forget about it. It's right, Ronbo. Holy shit. Let me tell you.
Please.
My freaking clothes are still drying, all right? Holy cow. Oh, my poncho needed a freaking poncho, Ronbo. That was one of the most horrific games I've ever. Matter of fact, let me restate that.
Yeah.
That was the most horrific game I have ever been to, Ronbo. That was horrible.
Yes, it
Not
was.
just what we sat through, but what we saw on the field. I mean, I don't know, Ronbo.
Mike, did the hot dogs or the beer even taste good? It was just like, I mean,
listen. I wasn't, I'm not a freaking degenerate, Ronbo. So me and my brother, all right, we went and we ate underneath, in the little area there. We got that has the cover,
Yeah.
And the freaking security over there, she got tired of telling us to go back. So it's listen here, you call whoever you're gonna call, but when we're eating over here, we're waiting in between times here. We're not gonna go sit and get pounded by the rain,
Yeah.
So it was what it was. But look,
so that
I just
plus people being impolite, that's awful. Go ahead.
Oh, listen, you know what? But it was real fans out there, Ronbo. It was real faithful. The real loyal faithful to sit through that. It was an amazing experience. I'll say that. But let's get down to business. All right. I'm gonna call it what it is. All right. And I've been listening to everybody, and I know it sounds like it's been this beat up Jimmy G parade. Look, this is the bottom line, Ronbo. You know the difference between last night, why we lost that game, because Carson Wentz is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, that's why we lost that game. The Colts he was on his first day, and he's going to be on his worst day, Ronbo. All right, forget about it. All right, don't get it twisted. There's a reason why Carson Wentz was chosen in the first round and Jimmy G wasn't, and it showed yesterday on the field. All right. No, number one, let's go through the line here. Number one, you could tell from the beginning, from pregame warm-ups, from everything. Jimmy G was not going to throw the ball far yesterday night. He was not going to throw a long ball, Ronbo. He wasn't. There was no chance. He had no confidence whatsoever, all right, at all, all right? And it was evident. And when you're there in person, it's hard to describe. You can't really see it on TV, all right? But when you're there in person, you could really see the difference of a quarterback, all right? Carson Wentz was standing tall in that pocket, even with freaking Nicky Bosa barreling down on him. He was standing tall in that pocket. And he was trying to throw the ball down the field. He was trying to throw the ball down the field all game long, all right? And a big reason why we're getting so many freaking pass interference calls is because our guys are just getting beat, all right? And when the freaking ball's getting there, they're just running into the receiver. The receiver's turning around. He's looking to make a play on the ball. But our guy is so freaking beat that he's running balls to the wall to try to get there to make the recover.
And he runs into him.
He's just running over the freaking guy.
All right, he's
Mike,
just running over him. You can see
I
it.
think they rehearsed those plays because it was just too perfect.
You know, I don't know what you want to call it, but that's what's going on. All right, you can see it. You know, when the ball gets thrown in the air, the camera panels and it goes over to where the ball's getting caught, but you're not really seeing what's going on behind that or before that, I should say. When the cornerback gets beaten, he's in a trail position now, running full speed, and when the ball's getting there in the air, they're just running through the friggin' wide receivers, Ronbo, and that is what it is.
Because he got beat.
But Jimmy G. Jimmy G, this is it, Ronbo. Bottom line, aside from the friggin' injuries, all right? Aside from the injuries and everything else, at the end of the day, he is no better than a friggin' Case Keenum or Ryan Fitzpatrick. They have their games. They make their throws, all right? You know, the only throw that Jimmy G was really making in last night's game was those friggin' rollouts. And those are the easiest friggin' throws to make. If you can't make those throws, then you don't even belong in the NFL. All right? It's pretty simple. You roll out one way, you got one guy high, one guy low. And as a matter of fact, on that one long one there to the tight end, him and I think it was Ayuk, they was both in the same place at the same time almost. And that really got shitted up because they weren't even far enough apart. All right? And so he was getting those, and that's you got to be able to do that at least, all right? Yeah. But when it comes to just dropping back or straight play action, having to read the friggin' defense and he just telegraphs where he's going to go. And I had a perfect sight line. I couldn't believe he threw that friggin' ball to Deebo Samuel. Listen, I saw exactly what you saw, Ronbo, but I saw that shit live.
30 Colts were over there.
How many people was around Deebo, and he was looking there the whole time. He was looking there the whole friggin' time. All right? It was garbage.
It was
absolute
strange.
Garbage. He's no better than Ryan friggin' Fitzpatrick. Sure, he can have you a game or whatever, but our problem is we need a real friggin' quarterback. We need a guy that's going to be a reason why we win, Ronbo, week in and week out. And I don't know. I can't predict the friggin' future. All right, you got to excuse my voice because I wasted a lot of it last night. I can't predict the future. All right, but here's the deal. I don't know if Trey Lance is that guy, but I know that Jimmy ain't that guy. That's what I do know. All right, and that's the bottom friggin' line.
We got to wait with bated breath about this next year. We're going to find out, though, Mike. All right, fam. Mike, I'm sorry about that misery. Nobody should have to suffer like that.
I appreciate you as always. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to anyone that was there at the game last night riding through that. And, you know, look, it is going to be what it's going to be. But I think at this point, knowing what we know, we might as well get Trey in there as soon as he's healthy enough to take his lumps so that we can get through that now so we ain't got to go through that next year. You know what I mean, Ronbo? Anyway, all right, I'll talk to you later. All right, you have a good night over there. Forget about it. All right, Ronbo.
All right, Mikey. Have a great night, fam. Yeah, I get it. I feel if anybody had to go to that game and go through that and then lose and then go through traffic outside. You know what it's like in rainy weather. It's like bad with dry weather. Papa! We caught him in the middle of a potato chip. Papa, Dr. Papa.
Yes. Yes. To the millions listening at home and to the dozens on your computers. Oh, let's get ready to rumble.
Well, Bob, you've heard a lot of. Yeah, this is what I love about when we get together like this. You've had a lot of great observations. Bob, what do you make of the sentiments going on, and also your feeling? Because you told us about yesterday's game, but Jimmy's going to continue. And you might have anticipated that. I don't know. But give me some.
Based on what I said yesterday. Yeah, based on what I said yesterday. That people were like, oh, I disagree with Papa. You know, you're fine to disagree with me, but you know what? This is chess. This ain't checkers. It's straight up.
Yeah,
I keep telling all of you people, all of you, I used to work in the football industry. I still have friends in this industry, agents, equipment people who look at film. I get to look at film because I used to do that. The reality is this. Somebody went to Jed's office last year and said, hey, can we keep Jimmy Garoppolo? and draft a quarterback. Jets said, yeah. Can we win? They said, yeah. We're going to get a lot of these guys to come back to play with Jimmy. That's what they did. Unfortunately, a lot of these key players got injured. So let's talk about the most important players on the football team in the NFL. Number one is the quarterback. Super important. Number two is a defensive lineman, defensive end, to get the quarterback. A shutdown corner is a premium position, okay? And an offensive tackle is a premium condition. Out of those four, three of ours are currently injured. That includes Jimmy and his backup are injured. Jimmy Garoppolo is legitimately injured. He was hobbling on the field yesterday. I'm not making an excuse. It's just what it is. But everybody who saw the game, they're absolutely right. Carson Wentz is better than Jimmy. He was almost a freaking MVP of this league. Jimmy hasn't even sniffed that. I've been telling people since I got on this channel that Jimmy G is regressing. He cares more about the titties than he does throwing TDs. Okay, it's the This is the truth and the rumor of it all. He is a meathead. He's one of the pals of the locker room. You don't win championships with quarterbacks like that. You don't. You go to strip clubs with them. Okay, quarterbacks that lead you to championships grabs you by the face mask and they say, Brunskill, if someone touches me one more time, I'm kicking you in the balls in front of the world. That's what you want in a quarterback, someone who leads. Jimmy Garoppolo did not lead any off-field training sessions with any of his receivers this offseason. The rookie quarterback did. So, do I want Trey Lance to start? I'll tell you what I've been saying the whole time. I want him to start when he's ready. He's not ready. You know why he's not ready? Because he thinks he's still at Dakota, where he could run into three professional football players at the goal line without diving, without sliding. And now he has an injured knee. He's got to learn to get that out of his instincts because he's playing with his instincts, and most of them are bad for an NFL player. He will get himself killed, hurt, or paralyzed because he tries to run people over and he's sliding head first. Number one. Number two, he misses too many reads. Number three, he throws a 5-yard pass as hard as he can throw it. He needs seasoning. But guess what? Kyle Shanahan said that exact thing. Now, for the people who want them fired, here's the deal on his contract. He signed a new contract worth about $10 million a year that's fully guaranteed. That means if he gets fired and hired by another team, he still gets paid.
And by that other team too. Yeah.
Exactly. Which means that if he gets fired and gets hired by the Raiders, he's going to get $10 million a year from
God. That
from them and from the Raiders.
He'd go.
Well, there's two places he can go. This is what people are telling me. He can go either there for a lot of money, or he can go to the Vikings where he's got Kirk Cousins waiting for him.
I forgot
Those are the two places that he could go. So the more realistic situation is that he's traded. But trust me, as a person who used to be a Detroit Lions fan and a Detroit Lions personality, employee, you don't want to keep cleaning house every 5 to 6 years.
I know, because
that's what you're going to turn into. You're going to turn into the Detroit Lions is what we're turning into, but we're not far from it because our owners suck. So who should you be mad at and pissed at? You should be mad and pissed, okay, at the Yorks. They're the ones that hired Kyle, gave him too much power, and they hamstring his power because they're cheap. How do I know they're cheap? Because they looked at Buckner and said, we'll take the other guy, he's cheaper. That's the message they sent. No, they gave the money to Armstead.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about Javon not costing any money. All right.
So make a long story short, and I'm going to end it right here. Nothing's changing. Everything is as Kyle has said the whole entire time. Trey Lance is going to sit until he's ready to start, and he's not going to put him out there until they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. And guess what, people? They still are not eliminated. They still have a chance, and they still have a good chance if they stop making stupid errors and mistakes. And for God's sakes, Jimmy Garoppolo, you can't. Jimmy, you're playing for your livelihood. You have to play better. And I've been saying that too.
Yep.
Jimmy, play better.
And you can't
Win
take
despite
Debo.
Kyle.
You can't take Debo with you. So use some other people. Doc, let me see it midweek, all right? I'll be looking for you.
That's it. All right.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Very on target. All right, fam. There he goes, Dr. Papa Dragon. And you know what? I believed every word he said. No arguments tonight. Raul Nunez. Hey, it's getting mad, annoying, seeing that we run too much play action. Don't kid me. Don't kid me. It's great, but man, can we just stand and play some shotgun? Oh, Raul, man, you know we looks like both guys in the shotgun. It seems like we don't. I tell you what, Raul, man, I just want to say this real quick. If you're not going to use Ayuk, then trade him and find me a receiver that you can believe in. All right, I'm tired of us having one receiver, and then at the trade deadline, the 49ers are bringing in another wide receiver. Enter Emmanuel Sanders. Well, Kyle, I mean, you know, can we please get some people off season sometime so they can work with us from day one, and then maybe draft somebody that's got some credibility that looks like they could actually turn into something? Why wait? Hey, is it Rod Mayfield? How many Rods? This can't be Bama, Rod. Rod Mayfield, come in. Hey, Raul, thanks for that contribution, fam. Appreciate it. And I love your point. I mean, you know, Rodney Mayfield. And it's, are you serious? Here's a guy, just in time we need this. Let me bring to you at center stage, we've not talked to him in forever, Fly Guy.
What's up, Ronbo?
Fly Guy, man, I want to ask you the same question, man. Where you been, man? I haven't talked to you in forever, man.
Yeah, my schedule changed. My schedule's changed, so you know your show is late nights. So I'll be sleep a little bit earlier.
Yeah, because you got to get really early or something, huh?
Yeah.
You know. Well, Fly Guy, as you know, since the last time we talked, everything's gone wrong. You know, I don't know if you noticed yesterday's game. I don't know who you rooting for as far as quarterbacks go. You know what is you?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's start with the quarterback. Let's start with the quarterback.
Okay.
Shanahan will never play Lance for more than a few games. I'm gonna tell you why he won't.
Okay.
It's because Lance guarantee him to be there next year.
Yeah.
If he play Lance and he lose all the rest of the game like he's doing with Jimmy, I don't think he'd be back next year. That means you just showed that Lance wasn't the answer. So Lance guarantee him to come back next year. That's why he keeps saying bring Jimmy G back. But if you're a head coach that you know your season is in the line, you need to change now. Let's change the whole team around. We're gonna start Lance. We're gonna bring the confidence in him, and we're gonna start winning. If you start winning with Lance a few games, who knows? We might win 10 games straight. You don't know that. But you continue to play Jimmy because you know if you play Lance and you start calling them dumb plays and you don't win with Lance, you're not coming back next year.
But Fly Guy, do you worry if, like Papa Dragon was just saying, he needs Lance needs to do some safety lessons. Stop running into NFL linemen and linebackers because they're just as big as you are. This ain't North Dakota State, bro. You know, you got to slide and dive. Get out the way of pain. You know, he does. His mentality is, I'm 240 pounds. I'm 6'5". Y'all better move the hell out the way. Don't do that. You know. So I don't know what the coaches are teaching them during the week. Get a level of taking care of yourself. You don't mind taking care of the ball. But when you see guys coming at you 100 miles an hour, hit the dirt, butt first, feet up, slide, you know? So these are some of the things they got to work on.
The way our offense set up, it's set up as Kai is like on the sideline playing a video game. Like he's just playing a video game. So he dropped the play and say, okay, you go this way, you go this way, and you throw the
X's
Debo. He's
and
telling
O's.
you where to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You feel me? He don't let the quarterback go to read 1, read 2, read 3, read 4.
You notice that,
Read
right?
4 can be as important as read 1. You feel me? You go to read 1, you have to go to all the reads. If read 1 not open, go to 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Yes.
So he's just drawing the play for Debo. You go to Debo.
Yeah, right. And Flagger, you know
You
what really
don't
worries
do
me?
stuff like that.
And you know what? I know Jimmy doesn't trust his receivers, but if Kyle stops trusting receivers, they got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you just said, go to the reads, see if somebody's open, get the better option. Debo had 30 people over there with him. Don't throw that ball over there. Oh.
Read 4 can be just as important as read 1 because read 4 can be wide open for a touchdown.
Yeah, right. That can happen all day, any day. Don't.
Yeah. Man, it's a mess going on. And I've been said it a long time ago. Kyle Shanahan would never win no more because the NFL figure him out. Those little 10-yard, 10-yard, 10-yard underneath, it ain't going to work no more. Even the announcer would say during the game, I don't know if you heard it, the announcer said during the game, 49ers need somebody to go deep. Just go deep and just try it. Try it. They were saying just throw it deep. They were telling guys that.
Because it makes it easy to play defense if you know they're not going beyond a certain boundary. And it's true.
Yeah,
you know?
everybody is in the box. Why you think our running back hurt? Kittle hurt. Everybody hurt because there's no space to get around players. Yeah. There's no space. Even if you're not catching the ball deep, go deep. You say you don't have the deep threat. How about right now? The player that went to New England, Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him
I know. Did you see
He's
that?
catching passes.
That's my dude, boy. I said, look at Kendrick, man. But here's the thing. I don't know what they work on in practice so far. You know what?
And we said that. And we said we didn't have deep threat. We had it on our team all the time. You can stop deep threat. We never used it. Go deep.
I wish
Jimmy G came over 30
They must be looking at that because I think that's what they planned on with him in the first place. I don't know what's going on with that.
Man, it's a mess, man. Jimmy G can't throw over 30-yard, Ronbo. And you put Lance, and you're not letting Lance be Lance. You just telling Lance run in the middle. Let him be him. Let him drop back. If nobody's open, then he take off on his own. Yeah. Let him get the feel of the game.
We may see that next year. So, I don't know because I'm worried about Kyle Shanahan in a deep game to begin with because you know what? There could have been more shots downfield. I don't know. Everybody thinks it's Jimmy doesn't have an arm to throw it. I've seen him throw it downfield.
Look at Mac Jones. Mac Jones, Kendrick Bourne. They just killing the deep passes
right now.
That was
a nice shot. And we never let Kendrick play that kind of play. Never did.
Yeah, he never went deep before. Maybe 20 yards, that's it. We got to change that mindset that 20 yards is the deepest we can go. It's players going 50 yards deep, throwing bombs like 60, 70 yards. We got to try.
It makes the defense back up. And I tell you what,
there you go. Even though you don't catch the ball, they back up. So now you run Kittle in the middle. Kittle won't be because there's less player in the middle.
But that's why you got to get that speed guy. No matter if you throw the ball deep or not, that defense is going to respect him.
You keep saying that speed guy. We have it.
Who?
It's just we not using it.
Fly, we go though. We run out of time. Production's hitting at me. I hope we get one to do that then. And send Ayuk then. All right, fam. We'll see you. Hey, good to hear from you again too. See you Wednesday. All right.
Yeah.
And RJ94 says Trey Lance is Kaepernick 2.0. Would you agree? RJ94, I hope not. We got, you know what? I entertained that thought a couple of times because throwing the ball too hard, big wind up, missing late on reads. I do. They're going to develop him. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Rod Mayfield, he's new. He'll be okay. Rod Mayfield. I think Rod may have, I don't know, maybe not make it. Wait a minute. It's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. You know, I love doing that, right? Show.
I really appreciate that too.
I love it. So your
With all due
observations.
respect,
Go ahead.
with all due respect to Papa Dragons, whom I love very much on here, he's a really nice guy and gives great insight, but I strongly disagree with him. It is time for the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch era to come to a close after this year.
Oh.
What are people going to expect next year if we continue on with these guys? It's going to be the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. They're not going to change. Kyle's not going to change. I don't care if Trey Lance is back there at quarterback. He's not going to change. Where are these, Ronbo? When you saw Trey Lance play against Arizona, after his first performance, were you worried? Were you worried or were you optimistic?
I kind of didn't want to start anything, but that's what I just kind of said. Somebody said Kaepernick 2.0. I said, you know what? This is like
those
Kyle,
are the exact vibes that he gave me too.
Kyle, you got.
And I'm sorry to say that, but
yeah.
I was more worried than optimistic. He didn't look promising to me. He didn't look like he was, quite frankly, the answer going forward. I mean, we did this once, and what are people going to expect? For him to be Patrick Mahomes, for him to be Lamar Jackson? No. He's a Division II quarterback who him and Justin Fields were the most inconsistent pocket passing quarterbacks in this entire draft class. And people fell in love with him because of his dynamic. He's a dynamic athlete. And dynamic athletes hardly make it to the playoffs, hardly get past the second round in the playoffs, or hardly make it to the Super Bowl, Ronbo. People need to realize that, okay? It's never going to change. It's never going to change. It may once in the blue moon.
Russell Wilson's the only guy.
That's how long ago?
Every
how
time
long
we
ago
have
was,
this conversation,
how long ago
I
was
said,
that?
guys, we need an athletic mobile quarterback. I said, guys, the problem is they get beat every playoffs. I need at least Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson. But other than that, Lamar Jackson's not going. I mean, I'm not, people don't come after me on Twitter. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson's bad, but I'm saying he'll never win the big one. And you know what? And I wish him good luck. But you know what? He's going to get beat.
Exactly, and figured out. And Kyle Shanahan almost ended his season by letting him use his legs.
Yeah. You got to be able to
need to go, Ronbo.
You got to be able to use your weapons. You gotta. You can run around all you want, but you gotta use your weapons. Or else all the defense does is just key in on you. One guy.
The NFL is not backyard football. I don't know why people are craving so much for a deep ball to be thrown downfield. Do you understand the probability rate of the deep ball being caught?
32%.
It's extremely low.
What is it? It's 33%. Percentage rate. Yeah, of those don't get caught often. And I think that's what Kyle Shanahan's going on.
And I'm not buying that Kyle wanted Trey Lance either. Where are these play calls that Kyle drew up on the plane on the way home from Justin Fields' pro day? Why weren't they implemented in that Arizona game? They were still the same play calls as Jimmy Garoppolo. The only time that Kyle let Lance loose was for him to use his legs, and look what happened. He almost got killed.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
come
everybody
on.
thinks, and show those are not 16. Those are not design runs. And when people
not
say
only that,
Kyle would never have him run 16 times. That was him.
No. Not only that, Ronbo, they tried to trade for Aaron Rodgers before they even selected Trey Lance. So John Lynch pretty much lied his ass off, saying Kyle pretty much drew up plays for Trey Lance on the plane ride home.
Don't forget about Stafford. He wanted Stafford. He was in the same
he wanted
city
Stafford
with him.
as well.
Yeah.
To the people who are worried about who's better out there, you got to go look at within the organizations who have done it within a year or two and turn their organizations around, like the Bills, like the Chargers, like the Browns. Even I know that doesn't.
Are you talking about coaches?
Yeah, as far as front office executives goes, Ronbo.
So,
I mean,
who would you pick up? I mean, I'd love to hear who you think might work out.
I believe that Joe Brady of the Carolina Panthers, their offensive coordinator, would be a phenomenal coach. He's young, he's up and coming. He's only 32 years old, and that offense is extremely it's pretty well potent when Christian McCaffrey is back there. But he's out right now, and they're kind of lost right now. But Joe Brady is a really good coach. He turned Joe Burrow into a number 1 overall pick. He helped develop Joe Burrow, and he turned LSU around as well. Helped them turn LSU around by winning them a national championship. And as far as front office goes, I would look at JoJo Wooden, the director of player personnel, the vice president of player personnel of the Chargers, who drafted Justin Herbert and Asante Samuel, who everybody wanted as a second round. Instead, we chose Aaron Banks, who isn't even seeing the field right now.
Oh, God.
I mean,
So-
he drafted Mike Williams. He drafted he found Austin Eckler, an undrafted free agent running back. I mean, they signed Corey Linsley, a really good center, a young center instead of an old center that's worked with Kyle in the past. I mean,
you're killing us because we're
come
hearing
on,
about administrations that are doing good work, and we're looking at Jalen Hurts in his 4th year.
And I don't want to hear this fully guaranteed bullcrap either. They gave John Gruden 10 years, $100 million. And there's an invisible coach out there right now in the Raiders that are doing better than Kyle Shanahan.
No. So we got to go.
Sad.
Look, I'll see you midweek.
All
I
right.
know you're going to have more good stuff.
Shout out to the CT fam. Y'all take care. All right.
Thanks. So, good night. Raul, see, this is what worries me. This is the gospel truth. He says, think about it. Jimmy is so invested in Kyle's scheme that he doesn't know how to separate himself from it and make some unscheduled plays. I have said this since 2018 when everybody said Jimmy regressed overnight from 2017. I said, you know what? It looks to me like he's trying to run Kyle's offense, and that's going to take a while. And sure enough, that's exactly what was going on. Stephen Hernandez, hey, Rumble, can I hop on the last call, or is it too late? Are you on already? Are you waiting on the phone? Because we're probably going to have to close the link soon. Okay. We got another one here we want to say thanks to. Oh, Mal Boeing. Our offense is hurt because Jimmy keeps throwing them into danger. I will call in eventually. Mal, we'll be looking for you too. All right. Thanks for those contributions tonight, fam. Really appreciate it. Stephen, call in soon, Stephen, if you're gonna call. Okay. All right. let me shout him on in here. I don't. Wrong guy. Are we? Should I just call him Rod? Yeah, Rod. You know what? I did this before to you. I just realized there's more than one Rod in this world. Rod, come on. Hey, Jimmy, people don't. You know what? Okay, I wanted Trey Lance. I'm not a guy who watches college football. You cannot trust me with the draft, okay? So I'm not denying it. I thought I saw Trey running down the field, running over people. I was impressed with that for some reason. And he could throw the ball, and it would turn into a P from the camera angle. I see that guy's got an arm. All right, let me go with him. I didn't know anything about the rest of the guys. Hey, J-Dog.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo, man? I'm in a fucked up mood. Excuse my language, man.
Well, I know. Well, you know, we're it's a group hug. We've been doing it for 2 days, trying to figure out why we can't win no ball games, and are we gonna ever win another ball game again? And fire Kyle, and is Trey gonna be okay? And get rid of Jimmy, you know, all that good stuff. And the defense, would they please get better? And Aaron Banks, are you gonna come to work this year or what? And, you know, hey, Trey, dog, we could go on for hours just whining and crying until somebody called the police. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's bad.
Well, let's cry a little bit, man, because we in trouble, brother. I listen to a lot of the callers, and I like a lot of what a lot of people said. But in regards to the quarterback position, what you need to realize, and this is for all the faithful, if you ain't bringing in Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or somebody at that caliber, Kyle Shanahan is going to have the handcuffs on this guy. You understand that? So get it out of your head as far as, Jimmy G, this and that. No, it's Jimmy G. Trey Lance is not the problem. The real problem is Jay York, but you can't do nothing about him. Kyle Shanahan is an absolute dumpster fire. What has he ever done? The Kyle Shanahan supporters, show up. Where are you? Where are you? I'm sick and tired in my soul. I'm at work today. My face, I'm going crazy. I just can't take it. Kyle Shanahan, and you know the thing is, from day one, I didn't want you here. From day one. And I hate to be right, but I was right. You don't do anything. You don't make decisions. You're a terrible game time manager. Like everything about you, I'm disgusted because we're locked into this guy until 2025. We are in trouble. Get a panic button and press it. We're screwed. I'm telling you right now, we're screwed. We're still paying Jim Tom Sula and Chip Kelly, I believe. They're not going to fire Kyle Shanahan. He just signed a fresh extension. We're screwed, Ronbo. We are screwed. Brady ain't coming in here. If Aaron Rodgers ain't coming in here, because Kyle Shanahan knows he can't tell them what to do. You can't run shitty play calls when you got a Hall of Fame quarterback. They ain't going for it. And it sucks, man. You know, I've been a Niners fan for over 35 years, man. And I've never been this frustrated, man. Never. You know, I feel like I said it on one of the websites, man. I feel like I paid for a bag of chips and it's all air in it, man. You know, it's ridiculous, man. You know, Ronbo, man. And then, you know, what the hell is Brandon Ayuk still doing on kick returns? What's going on? What's going on? You got a capable returner in Travis Benjamin that's getting no burn back there at the kick return. What's going on? You know, you stop running the ball when Elijah Mitchell is tearing it up.
Dog, it got worse. Did you see Debo running that ball back at the end of the game? How easy is it to pull a hamstring? And you know how Debo's hamstrings are. Debo looked good coming down the field, though. He was the best return man we had. But don't put him back there no more. If I was owning the team, I'd say, Kyle, man, I love you, but you ain't going to do that again. Don't you do that again.
Don't you ever do that again.
Oh.
Don't you ever do that again. That was just a terrible coaching move. Put Debo back there after he's doing everything. He's an MVP right now. So what are you gonna do? Get him hurt?
Oh, damn.
What are we doing, man?
I mean, we can lose Cannon.
You
know, we can lose. Let Cannon continue to do that. He'll get better at it. Let him continue to do it. But don't put your prime time blue chip. We gotta have him, guys, running that punt and kick return back. Oh my God.
Robert, Travis Benjamin has 4 returns for punt returns for touchdowns. Okay,
and we can afford
Travis Benjamin's specialty is a punt returner or kick returner,
and we can afford him. If he doesn't survive, that's fine. But you know, you don't put out your guys that you got to have for every play. I just don't know. I don't want to.
Oh man! Wow. 2025, Ronbo.
That was scary.
2025.
Well.
2025.
Hopefully, maybe they'll figure this out. I gotta believe that, dog. We got to go, fam. I can't lay up in misery and pain and anxiety, worried about things staying the same or getting worse. You know what I'm saying? But dog, I hear you loud and clear. It does not look good. Dog, man, let me see Wednesday.
Will we make a move? Real quick before I go, can we make? Is it possible to make a trade, make a move, and try to make a run at this thing? What's going on?
You
got Odell out there.
Give me 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And you asked for a coach. I got a coach for you, Ronbo, before you let me go.
Real quick.
Let's go old school. Bring in Bill Cowher. How about that? Bring in Bill Cowher.
I love it.
Bring him in. Let's go old school, baby.
Bookmark that. And let's get back to that and think about some of the legends might come out of retirement. All right, fam. See you Wednesday.
All right, brother. Walking in the house. We love you, Ronbo.
Hey, love you back, fam. Wouldn't that be funny? Get a guy like Bill Cowher. And Tomlinson's got walking on thin ice from what I'm saying. Would you love to have Tomlinson, Steelers coach, would you love to have him over in San Francisco? I'm not trying to get rid of Kyle, not just yet. I'm still worried about who we get next. Mark Lamar says Mike Shanahan last season. Mike Shanahan last season 2019 and last winning season was. Yeah, I know, Mark. You know what? That'll never do. Emilio.
What happened?
People
Man,
getting it all
seems
off
like
the
a lot of
chest
people
tonight.
are angry tonight.
I know you know it's four butt whoopings in a row will do that. Let me know how you feeling, man. What are you thinking? Jimmy is starting this Sunday.
We losing again on Sunday?
if he loses to Justin Fields, you know they think that's better than having Trey lose to him, though.
Technically, Ronbo,
You gotta pick
he's
your
not going
poison.
to lose to Justin Fields. He's going to lose to that defense. But I tell you this, I said Jimmy has the best. We got Jimmy has the best chance. With him on the field, both teams have a chance to win.
You talk about this weekend?
I said with Jimmy on the field, both teams have a chance to win. He's the only quarterback can do that in the NFL.
I get what he's doing. It's comedy. That means they may have a chance to win, but the other team does too.
Exactly. Like you look at the Colts. Jimmy had a chance to win the game, but he gave the game to the Colts. So hey, it's one of those scenarios.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do like you at 2015, 16. We suck. We ain't gonna win no games. Y'all need to understand. We suck. I'm doing it, Emilio, from 2016, 15. I mean, it just, man. We got all that talent, and we still getting a butt whooping. Now we ain't got no excuse.
No. 2016 and 2015, we didn't have talent. That was just
now we do. That's what burns me up.
We have talent, and we're not using it. I don't know if you got it. There's something I sent you on IG. It was about the whole. It was just one play. That it shows where there was 4 players open in the whole D, and he throws it to Debo. That is just.
That's went
that
viral.
boggles my mind.
It's went viral, and Jimmy's ass seen it too. I'll bet.
That kills me.
Yeah.
So that killed me. I was like, how do you have 4 players? Why
and
the hell
force
open?
that ball
You
in
didn't
there. Every
you
defender on the
had
team
one
is over
deep.
with Debo. Of course, there's guys running
Yeah.
free. You can just look at the numbers over there and know you need to look around. No, throw it to him anyway.
But see, that's the thing. Like other callers have said, Jimmy has made himself so obvious. By doing what you're doing, we know there's nothing wrong with having a more receiver. There's nothing wrong with it. We got to look at back in time when we had Joe. We had Jerry. Young had Joe. Young had Jerry. And you go to Garcia, he had T.O. And then you look at other players now that you got Rodgers has Adams and whatnot. You got to look at that. There's nothing wrong having your number one receiver. But when he's not open or he's triple covered, dude, there's somebody else.
That number one guy is still doing a job.
I would like to blame Shanahan does take some of this blame because, dude, you got to tell Jimmy, what the hell are you seeing? What the hell are you seeing? I'm like, dude, like, it doesn't make no sense. What do you see? And, what do you actually see?
Emilio, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, though. Here's the thing. By you saying that makes me think, as they're sitting there watching film, Jimmy's probably sitting there staring at Kyle, who said, go to Debo, and Jimmy's sitting there saying, okay, this guy. You insisted I go to Debo. And he won't talk to him like that. But that's why Kyle doesn't get mad with Jimmy. You notice he never gets mad with Jimmy? Kyle with the puppet strings.
Because you know what? Okay, let's say me and you, right? You're my coach, right? And you tell me to do that. But if I see he's tripled or double covered, shouldn't you think I should go to a different receiver that's open? Would you get mad at me because I didn't go to Debo?
I wouldn't. But you know what? I'm not Kyle, who really believes his program, if you do it, you'll win. So I'm not sure, though, if Kyle anticipated all them jerseys running over there to cover Debo. That's my only excuse for Kyle thinking that was going to be a good idea. Because I think only Debo, Kyle and Jimmy both trust Debo, and they don't trust the rest. What is this? We can't win like that.
That's why I'm starting to think that's bogus. Because the whole IU thing, he's in the doghouse. There's no, it's a chance, but the way he was wide open, he was open more than once. But more than 2 or 3 times he was wide open. Not just open, he was wide to F open.
And Sanu.
I shit you not. Exactly. So for him to be in the doghouse, To me, it's bogus. Starting to look at that now. That means Jimmy just can't get that man the ball. Because if you look at it, Trey didn't do so great. But what did Trey do? Trey got the ball to everybody. Jimmy's not doing that anymore. He did that in 2017, yes, but now he's not. He's so focused on one receiver. I'm like, dude, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But, dude, when you double, triple, quadruple, you have to go to somewhere else.
And don't worry about what anything Kyle said if he didn't say. Throw it.
Like I said, let's go to the Green Bay game, just right quick. Let's go to
10 seconds if you can.
Rodgers is going to Adams. They covered him. At the end of the game, what is Rodgers doing? Going to Adams. You open up the pay to other players. You open up passes to other players. You can go to your one receiver. Right. Jimmy's not constantly doing it. He keeps going to Debo. That's Jimmy's fault.
I say, but he better change it.
At this
We
point,
ain't gonna win no more this year.
Trey,
we really got to go though, fam. Production's gonna cut us off. All right.
All right.
I'll see you
All
later.
right. Yeah. Well, good night.
You too, fam. Kyle always hurts players by bad play calling, and I'm afraid of our quarterback Lance getting hurt. I tell you, Kyle, I don't know. I want to see what his mindset is. You need to do what you're told with Kyle, but then you need to also be able to make decisions on your own and make them quickly. Kyle said once he doesn't mind if you go off schedule. If you screw up off schedule, though, I'd be scared because if I screw up off schedule, Kyle's going to call me over. Okay, what was wrong with that play? And then you get that. So it's a really rock and a hard. You're going up a slippery slope if you start going off schedule too much. It's a scary. Hey, Tony.
Hey, brother, how you going?
Tony, it's terrible, man. We lost 4 times, and now you know how we do after games. We start designating blame. And Tony, I don't know. There seems to be we're going from the front office all the way down to the guy that's cleaning up the bathrooms after the game. I just don't understand. Where do we go? We feel like we're a bunch of lost. We're out in the wilderness just running around, a bunch of nomads lost. Tony, what do you see with this? I just don't. Jimmy started Sunday, by the way. Go ahead.
Ronbo, I'm just going to add a little bit more confusion to the thing. But first off, the first sign of madness is when you keep on doing the same thing over and over again and you expect a different result. So that's
true.
for Kyle.
Yeah.
All right. Now, yesterday you hit a neuron in my brain when you said this thing could turn into a big mess, and I was thinking about it, and I'm really keen to hear what your thoughts are. And I thought it is going to turn into a big mess, and here's how it's going to unfold. Do we keep playing Jimmy G, or do we put Trey Lance in? Because do we use this as... I think we should use this as a development year for him if Jimmy's not going to be around next year. The reason being is the rookie quarterbacks that the other teams are out there playing, and they're going to have
a leg up.
Season of seasoning, and then we pull the cover off the Ferrari at the beginning of next season. And do we use that season as seasoning Trey Lance, or because then we're just going to be one year behind everybody else?
See, that's what I'm worried about. And you know how long it takes to learn Kyle's system. Everybody who's ever played for Kyle seemingly took for freaking ever to get the nuances and polish. And I don't know if Jimmy does yet. But because you see, if you don't go, Kyle's got those X's and O's, you almost need to take calculus and geometry to figure out what Kyle's doing. I can see those X's and O's because I've been with coaches like that before. And you're the kid sitting in the back saying, Coach, okay, can we go right back to the snap? Oh, Jesus. And they talk to, but it just gets really difficult sometimes because it is a science. I always look at football plays as a science because A has to take place for B to be able to happen, and it goes like that. So, it really can get difficult. So now you got to have everybody out there to have the same comprehension and the same understanding. And if his big brain has made it so difficult, you can never simplify it. It'll take repetition after repetition after repetition. It takes a while, Tony. And this is what's scary. And if Trey isn't
I know
getting
it
anything
takes
in,
a while.
Oh, God.
I know it takes a while, Ronbo, but think about it. If we bring Trey Lance in next year,
he starts from scratch.
We're behind the 8 ball already because the other teams, are already seasoning their quarterbacks. So what do? Do you use whatever's left up, say after the next game, after the Bears game, you bring him in and play him for the rest of the season. At least then next year you come out with your quarterback and he's got some game time under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring him in next year, is it going to be another losing season? Are we going to be still having the same conversation with you as we are now?
We're not going to have any. We're not going to have any veterans in. People aren't going to resign.
That's a difficult. Yeah, that's a difficult decision. Kyle's got to sit down and face.
Tony, I got to tell you, it's going to be like this. As soon as we're mathematically, Doc pointed out earlier, as soon as we're mathematically eliminated, yeah, it's all Trey from there on. I don't know how long that's going to take, but yeah, Kyle is going to try to continue to pull back into the race. I suspect that that's what Jed York said, on the condition of, you're going to keep Jimmy on the condition of, and then we're going to redshirt Trey this year, and we're going to try to win with this roster. We think we have a Super Bowl roster. If that fails, then a lot of people are going to be embarrassed, and a lot of people are going to look bad, but then Trey takes over, is my calculation. I agree with Doc. I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, and those refs, I watched a bit of the game. They're pretty inconsistent on those PIs, because the one that Jimmy threw and they scored down the sideline. Who was that? Was that Debo or that coughed the ball up? If you pause that,
he stepped out of bounds.
If you pause that, the ball's 10 feet away, right, on the pause button, and there's a ref standing there on the sideline next to the chains looking at it, and their player had already smacked him in the back of the ribs. He's already made contact with him. So, PI
didn't apply.
Not
for us.
It didn't apply. And they got a touchdown, a TD out of that one. So,
because that was, when did he make contact? When did he make contact with Debo? Was that when the ball was in the air?
Yeah, the ball was in the air, and it was about, when you pause it, the ball's about 10 feet away, and he's already in the back of his ribs.
Tony, I tell you, man, there's so many things to question. Well, I tell you what, let me see you midweek, all right? Because I'm sure there's going to be more drama between now and then, too. All right.
Oh, for sure. All right, brother, thank you very much. Shout out to everyone.
Thanks, Tony.
Bye.
Oh, God, did anybody else see? I didn't see Debo get clobbered. I know. RJ94 says, if you're the GM, what would you do after this season? Oh, God, I wish I knew. That's a really good question, because I have no idea what you do. And my boy, just think about it. 4 years, Jimmy got our star players injured. Trey Lance didn't, besides hurting himself. Well, anyway. Hey, thanks, my boy. Hey, Rick.
What's going on, man?
Oh, Rick, I mean, if you've been listening, pandemonium. Chaos.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, Ronbo, my thing, just like some other people said, at this point, it really doesn't matter if it's Trey or Jimmy. It doesn't matter. And because the thing about it is, Kyle, and I think Kyle is rigid in this thing, and I also believe that Jimmy G is somewhat robotic. And I'll give you a quick story. There was a time, a long time ago, rest his soul, this guy named Darren Williams. He was a cornerback for the Broncos. Now they were playing the Colts, and on this one particular drive, Reggie Wayne torched them one time. Do you not know that they went to that same play back to back, so he scored a touchdown? And I bring this up to say, because of yesterday, we knew early in the game Xavier Rhodes had hurt himself before the game had started. He was hurt, but yet we never once tried to stretch the field with him and Debo. Never once. And so the thing about it is, and that's, I'll even blame a little bit on Debo as well. It's like, dude, you should come back to the huddle like, hey, man, I got this dude. And then Jimmy G should be like, look, I understand what Kyle says, and everybody knows after 15 seconds left in the play clock, you lose communication with your head coach or whatever. Just say, hey, man, we had miscommunication, but keep running the same thing. Keep running the same thing. And that's the problem right now. So it doesn't matter whether it's Trey Lance. It doesn't matter. We can have Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Drew Brees, Kurt Warner, it doesn't matter because Kyle has certain plays, and like you said before, he doesn't want to deviate from that. And at this point, it's so maddening because we'll look good after the first 15 minutes of 15 scripted plays. But then guess what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do? We're going to stop doing that. We'll stop doing that because Kyle, because a long time ago they said Kyle's always praying for the next play. And sometimes stop outsmarting yourself and just keep it simple. If rolling out with Jimmy G and misdirection plays and getting the ball down the field, then do that. You don't have to worry about, well, if I show them this one misdirection one play, then next time something else will be open later. No, don't do that. Just worry about what's working. What's working. Jimmy G, act like you said before, because at this point, Jimmy G, look, you're not playing for the Niners next year. You're just playing for an audition for the entire NFL. So you need to act like it. So play better. Like you said before, that play with the throwing the ball to Debo with 2 or 3 people around, that was crazy. But more importantly than this, scan the field and take advantage of stuff. That's what good quarterbacks and good head coaches do. They say, look, hey, if somebody comes out the game, quarterback comes out the game, the new person gets brought in, guess what? We're going to test you first. Yeah. Do those things. Do those things over and over again, because right now it doesn't matter. I know last time I talked to you about Trey Lance, I told you about Tom House, who helped develop Drew Brees and Brady. But also I forgot about another guy. His name is Jordan Palmer, who actually helped out with Josh Allen. So Big Show, whoever's talking about that Trey Lance is over. Get out of here. Do you know the same thing they were talking about with Steve Young a long time ago? Then again, he's probably too young to even remember that. But Steve Young was a dumpster fire when he was in Tampa Bay a long time ago. And it took him a minute to get on the Bill Walsh, to get his footwork together and to learn to slow the game down. So, I mean, everybody needs room for improvement. So, I mean, just to make one quick snap decision off of one game is crazy. Talking about Kaepernick 2.0, no. He doesn't know. No. Now, there's things in this game that I do not like. He needs to work on sliding. I don't want him trying to run the ball because, like Deion said, guess what? You make your money by being longevity. That's how you make your money, being longevity. So step out of bounds, slide, and then you don't have to, everything has to be a home run, but those things can be coached up. But I do not believe
his footwork is going to require some things too. He's got to learn to plant, and also that big windup has got to be shortened. And those windows that are closing up quickly, they got to coach him.
But that goes to my next point. Whatever we're going to get from Jimmy G, from Trey Lance, is going to have to come from outside sources, because this regime has not developed any quarterback. So don't sit there and think, oh yeah, this guy's going to help. No, we haven't developed Jimmy G anymore. We haven't developed Nick Mullins, CJ, nobody. So it's going to have to be on him to go and seek outside help.
Oh no!
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Though, you know.
I'm just saying because
that's what
I'm just saying. Look, as far as teaching the terminology, that's fine. But as far as mechanics and all this stuff, no. Yeah. But I mean, that's going to be on Trey. So let's invest in yourself.
Hopefully, does that in the offseason.
Do that. Oh yeah, without question. Hey man, but look, I know I'm out of time. Down to faithful. I don't know, man. I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 more wins this year. I'm just being honest. Unless something changes, I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 more wins. Now, but hey, man, I'll be back on Wednesday and talk again, man. You have a good evening, man.
You too, Rick. Thanks, fam.
All right. Okay.
All right. Let's go check out Jay.
Ronbo.
Yes, Jay. Come on in, man.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
It's Jay. Jay, we got so many J's now. I don't know which Jay it is now. Jay,
you can call you can call me DC Niner.
DC Niner.
Yeah.
Put DC Niner next to that name, next to Jay. Put dash DC Niner. Jay, you know, it's funny that you called in tonight, as we have hit. You know, we went into a tailspin and now we're in a nosedive. Jay, Is there any way to pull us up out of this before we hit the ground and go kaboom?
Yeah. Trey Lance could pull us out, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he could. You know what I mean? I can see. You know, our offense. You know, Jimmy is limiting our offense for real because I've seen Kyle and plenty of other teams go down the field plenty of times. So that it got to be the quarterback because any other he threw down the field with Brian Hoyer. Come on now. So let's
And Hoyer was good at that
cut
too.
that out.
But remember who he was throwing to though. He had Marquise Goodwin. And Goodwin made that. Goodwin had that one night against the Rams. He was straight money. But go ahead.
Yeah. But we got. Can I get an installment though, real fast, Ronbo?
Oh yeah, we ain't had one of those in a long time on Monday Night Raw. And now, what Monday Night Raw is famous for? Let me holler at you.
All right. First of all, man, look, I do not like Jimmy. I ain't like Jimmy when we traded for him. You know, Jimmy, he ain't got it. He need to go. Kyle do frustrate me with his ignorance and his macho and act like he know the world. But this ain't for Kyle and this ain't for Jimmy. You know, we talked to death about both of them. This is for the faithful, man. For the faithful. When we come in, I'm trying to watch my language because y'all piss me off. Who the hell we think we are? First of all, you know what I mean? We ain't been winning no Super Bowls in the last 20, 25, 30 years. I've been a fan since 94, since I was 11. You know what I mean? We ain't been winning no Super Bowl. I would take going to one Super Bowl every 4 to 5 years. Look how many franchises ain't been in the Super Bowl in the last 20, 30 years. Y'all just think every year we going to the Super. Y'all must forget the bad times we had. Let the general manager, let Kyle Shanahan, let them get their time under. It's only year 5, and y'all trying to crucify. Y'all ain't about to get nobody in here that's gonna win brought on 5, 6, 7, 8 Super Bowl wins, going to Super Bowl appearance 5. You know what I mean? The best teams, y'all only Tom Brady and them did that. But look at the best teams. Y'all don't see no teams doing that. Look at the Chiefs this year. Yeah, they made a lot of mistakes as far as player personnel, getting players that's injured. Okay, that's every team do that. We might do that a little bit more to extra. But take Derrick Henry off with the Tennessee Titans like we lost Raheem Mostert. They whole offense is done. You know what I mean? So you gotta look at it that way. Yeah, we got some capable running backs coming. Look at the Giants. Once Saquon Barkley got hurt, they offense trash. You know what I mean? So it's just like, come on, people. Give our coach, give Trey Lance, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to ride with my team regardless. I'm an Orlando Magic fan, Florida Gator fan, and I ride with my team. You know, my Magic's some trash, but I'm going to ride with my team because I'm faithful. I don't know what y'all is. The faith means believing in something that's not seen. You know what I mean? You know, or somebody or something. And that's faithful. I believe that we got the right front office. They already started this. Let them finish doing what they're doing, brick by brick. Okay, they tried to run it back with the veterans. Well, none of y'all crying in the offseason, oh, yeah, we got this person back. Oh, yeah, we going to Super Bowl this year in the offseason. And now y'all change up because it ain't what y'all thought it was? Man, well, we ain't faithful. We 49ers forever, man. Faithful all day, baby. Come on, man. Get behind our team, get behind our coach, our GM manager, and stop all this crying, man. Hey, we ain't promising nothing. Tomorrow ain't promising nobody, like Kyle said. And yeah, let's ride them. Let's ride with our people. We believe in them when they went to the Super Bowl. And all of a sudden, since shit going downhill the last 2 years, as far as the key players that we counted on getting injured, okay. Man, give our team. We're gonna do the damn thing. You know what I mean? Trey Lance, high prediction right here. Trey Lance and Kyle Shanahan will get to a Super Bowl. I ain't gonna say they're gonna win it, but they will get to a Super Bowl in the next 4 years. And I would take one trip to the Super Bowl every 5 years, other than what I had to deal with in the past. That's all I got to say. Stay faithful.
Jay,
all that crying.
That was epic. You know, you bring shame to those of us who may have entertained any other thoughts. I'm impressed. That was right on time. Jay, you know what?
I've been feeling.
Go ahead.
I feel the same way the fans do. You know, I cuss out, I get it out my system, and you know, and I be mad at Jimmy G and Kyle every day. You know what I mean? But then when I just think about it, and I think about the rest of the league and what I had to deal with, as far as my life and as far as what I had to deal with being a 49er fan over the last 26 years.
It's-
Man, I like what I see. You know what I mean? It's just gonna take some more time. Be patient.
We need to stop overreacting. I agree. Jay, we ran out of time. I loved it, man. I'm telling you, man, I've never seen you like this. that was awesome. Jay, don't be a stranger,
Alrighty,
man. I'll be
man.
waiting on you Wednesday to get back in here if you got some time for us. All right?
I got you, Ronbo. Appreciate you, love all you do. I love y'all faithful, man. True to the game, man. True to our team.
That's right.
Bang, bang, not a game. We're going for 6. Trey Lance. Kyle Shanahan, you out coach forever. Let's go.
You go. With the confidence
Have
from
a
Big
blessed
J.
one, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Talk to you later. Yes, it is Big Rig. Oh, my goodness. There he is. Boy, I tell you what, here's one guy that does not agree. He is from Atlanta, Jerry. He is Therese, one half, founding members of TNT Jazz. This is funny.
Hold up, wait a minute, Rumble.
Yeah.
I started to go on and cut him off, but I said, no. That ain't what we do.
I'm glad you did do that.
Ain't what we do.
That's true. Should I put some red and gold in it?
Hey.
You want to put it in?
What was the last caller? What was the last caller name? What was his name?
That was Jay. DC, not here.
Jay, you need to be a coach, man. You know, you got that rah-rah speech. I like that. You need to be a coach. But the reality is we need to fire this coach. That's the reality, Robert. All day long.
I'm just listening. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when you just look at the overall picture of Kyle Shanahan, it's not a good picture with the 49ers. The man is 7-28 or 29 without Jim. This is saying without Jimmy G, right? 7-29, Rumbo. That's not acceptable at all on no level. On no level. Look at all the coaches that we had that we won and done. Fired them, and we didn't even give them a damn thing to work with, and we got rid of those coaches. But we're gonna sit here and accept Kyle Shanahan to remain the coach with that type of a record. That don't make sense. Going forward, right? Kyle Shanahan record is still dismal. He's what, 30? He's 31 and 40 now.
He's below 500, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I mean,
but
so right. So I mean, what does it end? I mean, even with, as they say, he wins with Jimmy G, right? He wins with Jimmy. Okay. Even him winning with Jimmy, we still haven't seen Jimmy grow in the Kyle Shanahan system. Where have you seen growth? If anything, Jimmy has diminished under Kyle's leadership. He came to us like he was going to be the answer. He was a spark to the team when he came in, and then it's just been like it was straight, and then we went up, we peaked, and everything else is going like we're going down to a flat line. So I just don't see it, Ronbo. I don't. I mean, 2017 was a 6-10 season. 2018 was a 4-12. 2020 was a 6-10, and we currently sitting right now at 2-4, about to be 2-5. I mean, come on. Let's just do away with the 19 season, the Super Bowl appearance. Let's just wipe that off. Wipe that off, and look at what you have as a record so far. Is that acceptable? It's not. It's not acceptable. So when people call in to say, "Oh, we're not the faithful, we're not this," no, it's just that we stand and demand excellence as fans. And I don't know what fans shouldn't. If you're supporting your team, you don't go into the season saying, "Oh, another losing season." No. What fan does that? You go in there with the expectation that your team is going to the Super Bowl. Y'all going. It's the pinnacle for you. It should be. I don't want to make the damn playoffs every year. What the fuck is that? That ain't nothing.
It's Seahawks football. Yeah.
Right. Who comes in with the goal on the chalkboard saying, hoping to make the playoffs this year, fellas?
Yeah.
What?
And you get excused in the first round. That's embarrassing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is. So just to keep it short and sweet, Ronbo, I'm sick of one Kyle Shanahan. I mean, I don't see the maturity level or any type of growth with any quarterbacks we've had up under Kyle Shanahan. C.J. Beathard was a flop. Shouldn't have never been drafted. That was a waste of a pick. Nick Mullins, as he went along, he started to regress up under Kyle Shanahan. I mean, we've seen Jimmy regress under Kyle Shanahan. So what's next for Trey? See what I'm saying? Like that, it doesn't get any better. It's time to move on. It's time to get a new head football coach. This type of record in the NFL under no circumstances is acceptable, especially with the history of the San Francisco 49ers. We're a 5-time world champion team. We're one of the league's how can you say dynasty teams. When you talk about dynasty era, and it's more like we're royalty to the NFL. It's us, it's the Cowboys, it's the Steelers, it's the Patriots. We're NFL royalty. Royalty don't just settle. We don't do that, Rumbo.
And Trez, boy, I tell you what, it's the gospel truth. We've got to come back up to where our platform, our plateau is not supposed to be where we are. But Trez, we got to go.
Right. All right, but shout out to the TNT fans. Shout out to you, Rumbo. Shout out to the staff. You know what I'm saying? But let's analyze this thing and look at it for what it really is. That's the bottom line. I ain't gonna get on here and do the hollering and the yelling and the hooping and this, that, and the third. The facts, Rumbo, are the facts. And you know what we say at TNT? We give you nothing but the facts.
That's the real. It's 100. All right. All right,
Have
Trez.
a good one, Rumbo.
You too,
Take
fam.
care.
See you Wednesday if you got some time for us. All right, fam.
All right.
It's Trez, and there's nobody's. The truth is being told. Hey, Casey.
Man, what's shaking, Ronbo? Hey, truth be told, man, when you make your bed, you got to lie in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can look both sides of the coin. There's a thing about support. There's a thing about what is actually taking place versus the ideal situation. And those of us who do lean on the idealist side, we don't want to entertain anything negative. It's really difficult, Casey, when you try to be a fan. What do you want to be? You want to be pissed off all the time? Do you want to see things change for the fact that you want to see things get better? It's a rock and a hard place all the time. But Casey, where are you at on, if you got anything more to say about yesterday's game? Jimmy G will be starting Friday, according to Kyle Shanahan. Is there anything going on in your mind about why that's going to continue? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I know why that's going to continue. It's because they're paying Jimmy $1.5 million every Sunday to be out there. It's a business, Ronbo. And I'm thinking,
he does get paid a lot, doesn't he?
What would my man? I always like to look at my elders for advice. I think, what would my man, Bill have to say about this?
I'm glad you mentioned him. I don't know, where is he?
I'm not sure.
I'd love to hear from him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Phil was on the IR himself. I mean,
no, we're still getting fans on the IR. It doesn't even end with the players. I keep looking for Kyle Shanahan to come in with a cast or in a wheelchair with his legs sticking out in a cast.
Yeah.
God.
Well, and you know what Phil would say? Phil would say that you can't just put Trey out there next week because then what are you going to do with Jimmy? Because they have some trade value that they're trying to hold on to. And the plan is basically rock with Jimmy until the wheels fall off. And if Jimmy's hurt, they're going to throw Jimmy to the Lions because they're paying him $1.5 million. And in this case, they're throwing him to the Bears.
Well, you know what?
Jimmy's got to play against the Bears next week. And I don't think it's going to go well for him because that's what history says. I don't think the Niners are going to get their pass interference. They've been doing pass interference all season. They've had, These are the same problems we've been having for years with this team. This isn't anything new.
Casey, no, that's not right, because the thing is, when we had a secondary, it made it difficult for the quarterback to see who to throw to, and then for the front line could eat. And now it's just he's got all kind of
completely erased 2019 out of the picture.
No, I'm just saying, you said it's always been like that. I'm just saying, the secondary, if you don't provide lanes for that quarterback to throw in, Nick Bosa and company will drop that quarterback in a heartbeat. But they got to have time, at least 3 seconds.
It's up to it's really up to – I looked at this team and I looked at the defense last night, and I'm thinking, who's the leader on this team? Who's the leader of the defense? Because it's time for Fred to step up. It's time for Eric to step up. They've been there for 5 years now.
I think Fred is.
And but you know what? I want to see them angry on the sidelines. I want to see them focused. I want to know who the clear leader of the team is. And I think what's going to happen is eventually Trey will be known as the true leader of the team. And I think it's going to be a lot better once Trey really sinks deep into his role on the team. But right now we've got Kyle, who subconsciously is just going out there every week worried about Jimmy, and is really just an irresponsible person. I really don't like how he handles the podium. It's almost like he's just trying to win the press conference and, watching what he says and his body language and stuff. And that's what I like about Trey. When Trey gets up to the podium, is that it's genuine and it flows. And of course, it's his first go round, and he's not tired of the press yet. But he handles himself very well, and I see him as a natural born leader, and probably the best player on offense right now. But what's the tough thing is that who's to blame for the injuries? Kyle's not to blame. In the same way, Jed's not to blame. In the same way that Robert Saleh or Raheem Mostert, no one is personally responsible for all the, But unfortunately, Kyle has kind of inherited all these injuries every year, and that makes it really tough for him. So I think Kyle will be here at least another year. No, J-Dog was telling the truth. I don't think Jed really cares more than anything about how much he pays every week. I think that's really what it boils down to.
No, but he's not going to pay anybody for leaving. Kyle's got too many years left on his contract, and $10 million I didn't even know about. $10 million guaranteed. He'll be here till 2025. So just get over that.
And his name's still Shanahan, and Jimmy's still a really good-looking guy. That's why these decisions,
well,
it's all business, man. They want Jimmy to roll out there, with his helmet off, and that's,
I know, right? That's so funny.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah. Honestly, as soon as it looks like we're mathematically eliminated, Trey takes over from that point, and the Jimmy sale gets underway. But that was.
Well,
I guess that's
Rumble,
something
I don't think
that
it's going to be
promising.
longer before. I really don't think Jimmy has much longer out there, because that last play of the game, when everyone
ridiculous.
was walking to their cars, Jimmy just was running in circles for like 20 seconds out there. He's got 2 left feet, and now he's got to go play against Khalil Mack.
Before you lay down.
And
it's
not looking good. They're
So. Well, maybe we'll get lucky, and Trent will be back to maybe keep Khalil under control. We'll see. But Casey, I'll see you Wednesday, and let's see what else we hear about. Maybe we'll hear Trent's going to be okay. All right.
Yeah. I think they need to get Jerry Rice or Steve Young or Jeff Garcia or Dante. Actually, they need to get Dante Whitner as the defensive coordinator.
Or let him play. All right, fam. Yeah. I'll see you Wednesday. Oh, God. Yo, Ellis.
Yo.
So we find out that, of course, you can continue we ran out of time on you yesterday. If there's anything else you wanted to say about the game. Also, Kyle didn't wait or hesitate. He already announced that Jimmy was starting against the Bears. To a lot of people's surprise. I don't know. What are your feelings on these matters?
Man, too many to be able to divulge in our short little duration here, Ronbo. But the last caller, he made some good point. He made a good point, and he spoke on something I spoke on a while back, and it's about leadership and on the podium, guys taking responsibility. My issue was more with Jimmy, and I think Jimmy, for the first time on the podium, said something about himself being better, and so did Kyle. Kyle never puts really nothing on himself, and I know he was just doing that because he basically had no choice. He didn't do it because he felt like it was the right thing to do. He did it because at this point the media is throwing tomatoes at him, question-wise, and he's having to now take responsibility for why things are happening the way that they are. And, what pissed me off is, these calls with the plays. It's like, we did we had 3 plays in the fourth quarter and we got in the end zone. Where in the hell was that offense and those play calls earlier in the game, Kyle?
Yeah, I still can't get over that moment. Went right down the field into the end zone within
it was
seconds.
too easy. It happened too quick, okay? It was like, okay, well, where the hell has this been? I mean, Kyle, run the damn plays to the other side, but run those same plays. Everything that's working, you need to do. Yeah. And keep repeating it. I don't care. If you need to do 5, 6 different versions, if you're this magician with the offense, then make about, 100 different ways to run the plays that work all the time, or at least that are working all the time. Or just keep running the same damn play until they stop you. I mean, we did that when I played ball, I'm saying back in high school, there was plays that other teams could not stop, and we would run it over and over again because I was always going to get the ball to one of our targets. There was always somebody open. Yeah, so, I mean, if they can't, then why not keep doing it? And why stop giving Elijah Mitchell the damn ball?
Right.
Why switch up and start doing why is Jermichael Hasty out on the damn slot catching a pass from Jimmy when Mohamed Sanu's wide open doing an end around or doing a little, there's just too many things that were just happening. And it's like, Kyle, you got to be able to help your quarterback too and let him know, hey, so-and-so is going to be open. Make sure you look and check for so-and-so. Why the hell was Jermichael Hasty being thrown the ball upfield like that? That's not Raheem Mostert. That's not Kyle Juszczyk. You know what I mean? You're throwing it to Jermichael. He hasn't played in how many games? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just saying, just think about all of those things and process it. But if you're not helping, your quarterback in the thought process and you're just giving him assignments and expecting him to do it all the time and not give him alternatives and who to look out for, I mean, maybe he does it sometimes. But clearly on that play, it didn't happen. And that was a 3rd and 5. Why the hell are you throwing it there on 3rd and 5? Why are you throwing it up the field 10, 12 yards to Jermichael Hasty? We need a first down. We don't have time for this, throw it up and let me see what happens. Or,
and especially, I just they didn't do it enough. There was not enough reps. Actually, Hasty if he doesn't fall down, he actually makes that play. And he's got a touchdown. There was nobody in front of him. But he fell down.
No, he had a man that was covering him. He didn't have anybody in front of him, but he did have a defender that was following him, that was right there, trailing him. So
he wouldn't have caught Hasty. The thing is, Hasty's feet, I don't know what he was doing. You seen him fall down, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe the rain.
Grass monster. We called it the grass monster. Or, back in the day. You remember that?
That was a touchdown. The grass monster got him. Yeah. So, but you don't do that play unless you do it with Raheem. You do it with somebody that's been playing a while. Of course the guy that hadn't been out there for weeks is going to have a problem. I don't know.
Yeah, Juice should have been getting the ball. I don't know why the hell Kyle's not putting the. He's not using Juszczyk still. I've been talking about this since last year, and every time he gets the ball, he always gets a first down. It's always a big play, and he's always wide the hell open. After he does that block, because everybody knows that Juszczyk is always the blocker, and he never gets the ball. They don't even pay him any attention.
He would have handled that play. Why not send Juice instead of Hasty? That's
come on, man. Come on. We just got to do better. We got to do better. Kyle's got to do better, and he's got to take some responsibility for real this time. I don't care if Jimmy's starting this week. I just want to win, damn it. You know what I mean? At this point, we have an opportunity, but now we put ourselves in a position, Ronbo, where we have to damn near win, at least, how many games we got left? 11? Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, we played 6, right? Yeah. So we got 11 games left. We need to win at least, if we can. I mean, heaven forbid, I would love to win at least 8 of those 11 games. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we can actually talk about something. But there's no really promise in that because it's all up to what the guys do on the field. You know what I mean? It's out of our hands.
Always.
I'm just, I've just had it, man. I've had it.
It's going to get better. Can't get worse. Ellis, let me see you Wednesday.
I'm glad Seattle lost, though. I'm glad
right? That was
Seattle
fun.
lost.
All right,
Yeah,
Ellis.
so that was a good look. You know what I mean? Yeah, peace and love, brother Ronbo, as always. Thank you for the platform. And you know, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Shout out to production, man. We gonna keep it faithful, man. But you know, we sick. You know, we love it. It's to the death. So you know, we got a right to be sick. But you know, let's just let's try to let's try to keep some life, man. We got. Yeah, thank God we got 11 games left to play, man. You know, but let's turn it around. Peace, brother.
All right. Peace, Ellis. My best in the squad too. All right, fam.
Always. Thank you, fam. Peace.
Splendiferous. Splendiferous. Mikey Scoop is on the Bears. Eric, 415, hello. Mikey Scoop is back in the NFL? I don't think so. 415. Wait, is this my favorite 415?
Hello?
Yeah, who is this?
Smooth.
Wait, it's who? Smooth?
Smooth, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Smooth, come on in, man. I mean, you know, we're sitting here talking about the misery and pain of being a 49er. Smooth, how you feel about that game yesterday? And Jimmy G, I think it surprised a few people, will be playing against the Bears this Sunday. Your feelings on that as well?
I wanted to jump to my TV screen and choke the hell out of Kyle Shanahan. That's what I wanted to do. But I knew that was impossible. But I ain't gonna keep you too long. I just want to make a couple of points.
Right.
They're talking about firing the coach and all that. But if I had to replace him, first of all, you don't hire a coach to hire the GM. That's the other way around. You hire the GM, then you hire the coach that you want. That's where they messed up at. Now, if I was to have a coach, I would have Eric Bieniemy of Kansas City Chiefs. Look what they did to Patrick Mahomes, somebody that we supposed to have had, but Kyle didn't want it because his ego got in the way. He didn't want him. He didn't want Tom Brady. He didn't want Aaron Rodgers. He didn't want Watkins. He don't want nobody. He wanted a yes man, and that's what Lynch is, a yes man. He's going to do what Shanahan said. Shanahan got too much power. About the genius, he's no genius. How you going to be a genius? Bill Walsh was a genius. Only way he lasted this long is because of his last name from his father. That's how I feel, me personally. But Eric Bieniemy, he should have been our coach. And we already have a GM in the building. Peters. Let Lynch go. Lynch don't know nothing about GM. Don't know. Look what they did in the draft, man. Come on. Are you serious? All those players that was left on the board. And who we get? What, a guard? Come on, man.
And he ain't playing.
Trey Lance. Man, Trey Lance. Yeah, okay, we got Trey Lance. I wanted Trey Lance. I would have went with Trey Lance or the one that
Justin Fields.
What's the name? That was with Alabama. I would have went with Fields.
Oh, really?
Ohio State.
You would have went with Mac Jones.
Yeah. I would have went with. Look what he's doing with New England, bro.
You know, I didn't have.
They say, "Oh,
I didn't have any opinion on Mac Jones, but everybody hated Mac Jones and the possibility of Mac Jones.
No. I never wanted to tell Shanahan, bro. When he came from Atlanta, when he blew the Super Bowl in Atlanta, I said, "Why you keep running the ball? What to do with Kansas City?"
I remember
the same damn thing.
I remember you said something about Mac Jones before the draft.
Man, I'm from Frisco, bruh. Such a free city, you know, bruh. I'm telling you, man. If I could, we need to have a petition, and everybody needs to give out at least 1,000 people on there. Get Shanahan and Lynch up out of there. Why they give him that contract, that extension, both of them? Are you serious?
Well, it was following the Super Bowl.
I'll put that on Jared York. Jared York, he should have waited at least another season and waited. Give him all that money. Now we can't get rid of that. We can't get rid of him now.
No.
It's crazy, man.
No, you can't get rid of him.
Then, don't let me start on the back end of the defense. Oh, my God. Are you serious?
we do.
Norman, Josh, washed up Norman. We could have had. We kept Richard Sherman in that case.
See, that's Smooth. You got to address these things.
They washed up, bro.
Yeah, you got to address these things.
Man,
Don't wait till
they don't know how to address. They don't know how to address it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't wait till an emergency situation comes up. Now you got to go get anybody and everybody, somebody sitting at home on the sofa, and that probably isn't going to work, as we've been testing for a long time now. So
look at Trey Lance, man. I feel sorry for Trey Lance. I know he's a talent, but he's young and he's raw. Shanahan do not develop quarterbacks. We need Eric Bieniemy. Give that brother a chance, man. That's what we should have went after. Eric Bieniemy and Peters, Adam Peters, already there. Them two together and Trey Lance with Eric Bieniemy would have been fired, bro. Look at Patrick Mahomes. They let him sit a year. Yeah. They knew what they had.
Yeah, and somebody's working on him all the time.
John Lynch wanted him. I was fired up for that. I was some of my family members. Yeah, we gonna get Mahomes. And look at this. No. Who he wanted from the Vikings. What's that guy's name for the Vikings? The quarterback?
Kirk Cousins.
That's what the Redskins. Cousins.
Yeah. Cousins.
Oh no. Let's pass on Mahomes. We gonna get Cousins. We're in a good situation to get Cousins. Still draft Mahomes just in case. He could have sat by Cousins, if not somebody else.
And then beat him out?
Come on, man.
That would have been an angle. Yeah, that's, but because with Kirk Cousins, they wouldn't trade for him. So he had to wait till his contract expired. And you're right. Anyway. But Smooth, we go.
Shanahan got ego problem. Yeah, man.
I'll tell you what,
my first time calling in. I've been listening for I've been listening for years, though, man. I had to call in this time.
I thought you were the one. Yeah. There was somebody who came in and was really campaigning for Mac Jones amongst everybody else. Said, "Don't bring Mac Jones in here." And that's just because I don't watch college football a lot. So when Mac Jones, all I know is he was the national champion, so I didn't know what to think. But now we're gonna see.
He's from a pro. He's from a pro system.
Yeah.
He don't have to run the 4-3, 4-5. he got the accuracy, and he can pinpoint who's open all the time. Look, one player off, go to the next one. I throw the ball away, man.
We really got to go, though, fam.
Hey, man, God bless us, man.
Yeah, we need it, too. All right, fam. Great to hear from you.
Okay, man. You have a good one, Ronbo.
You too. Thanks, fam.
Okay, my brother. All right.
And are we checking on Splendiferous? Splendiferous, are you there? Big Show. No, I know. Show, I know you wanted the Mac Jones, but there was somebody else, too, that came in, was really animate about it, too. Area code 760.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yeah. Who is this?
It's Josh. San Diego.
You say in San Diego?
Yep.
Hey, Josh. Boy, you got the best weather in the world in San Diego. I love that place. Hey, Josh, man.
I know, man.
Yesterday, we had a butt whooping like I don't know. I'm trying to remember the last time we got beat up like that. Even last year, we only got beat up once like that. I don't know if it was that bad by the Dolphins. But, Josh, we got a problem. If you want to say something about yesterday's game, some observations you picked up that may be something you want to get off your chest. And also, Kyle Shanahan's already announced that there will be no Trey Lance this weekend. So it's Jimmy. You can reflect upon that if you like. But Josh, we want to hear from you. What are you thinking?
Man, I went out to the game last night. I was in San Diego. And it was cold. It was wet, yeah.
I know that beautiful weather. Come to San Francisco Bay Area, and it's just nasty. Woo!
Yeah, man. I had to go through all that just to see Jimmy G lose a game for us, man. I was really disappointed. I don't know why Shanahan's still with Jimmy G. I think it's time for Trey Lance to have his time.
Yeah, well, he might get it soon. We can't. In fact, we got one more game to lose, and that might be it. So anyway.
Yeah, Jimmy G loses to the Bears. That's it for him. I don't want to see him ever suit up in a 9 jersey again.
Yeah, well, this is the last year. It's too bad, though. We were set up with a team-wise, personnel-wise. That was the point of Jimmy G coming back to run with them veterans that he was with, right? And we was going to redshirt Trey and prime him up and get it ready because Jimmy's got to go next year no matter what. He's cost too much money, right? So, it's really funny. We can't do anything right now. We're losing players are going down to injuries again. We're doing butthead things on the field. And not only Jimmy, we got a lot of people messing up on the field, but Jimmy's a quarterback. He gets most of the blame. But we've got guys right and left. All of a sudden, our secondary looks like ass. They didn't just now start looking like that. As soon as Jason Verrett went down, it was over. And now the frontline defense, Javon Kinlaw can't play. So our pass rushes, it's okay. But as far as being scary, it's not. And even though we got Nick and D Ford back, it was still looking like everybody else's pass rush,
The pass rush seemed non-existent yesterday. I think we got like 0 sacks on Wentz yesterday.
I mean, Nick almost got one, and that was it.
Yeah, but it should always be way more than that with the people we have on the D-line.
I know, right? The funny thing about it is DJ Jones got beat up. They brought back Quentin Nelson, and he seemed to be all they needed. Nelson was neutralizing everything up the middle, and so you couldn't get through there. So I thought maybe Nick and D should be able to get because Eric and Contavious Street and DJ Jones, Hurst, they just stopped them cold. And then now it's all up to just Nick, and Nick was still getting in there, but he can't do it by himself. Eric Armstead, come on, man. So, we look like butt cheeks the whole day, both sides of the ball. Jimmy being, but the defense, we couldn't get anything done. We was okay, but not like, I don't know.
Yeah, we the first drive, it seemed really promising for both the offense and defense. We got that turnover on defense and scored the first possession.
We've been doing that for the last 3 games, right? Start off first
all
quarter,
downhill.
We got this, and then all of a sudden, crumble. It's strange.
Yeah, man. Jimmy G, the offense couldn't do anything, man. It was hard to watch.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's the weather. The weather cannot be blamed. I don't know what's going on there. And everybody says Ayuk was open all day, but I really wish. We'll see this weekend. If that was the case, let's see what they look like on a drier field. Maybe it had something to do with it or something. We'll see.
Yeah, but also you got to say the Colts were playing on the same field too, and they were able to do more than we did,
and much better too. And not only Carson Wentz, but everybody on their team was doing a better job, except for Darius.
Yeah,
Darius did not outplay Fred Warner though. Darius was good, but I thought Aziz Al-Shar looked good.
Yeah, I agree.
Emmanuel Mosley, not bad. Look, he's getting into shape. He should have had a couple of those INTs, but that's okay. He's still stopping them from getting anything, right? The PIs I could have did without. So,
Yeah, we got to get some corners there, man. They kill us every game.
Well, we're not going to get any corners between now and Sunday, so we need to be scared.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, hey, Josh, great to meet you. Tell you what I'm going to do, man. I'm looking for you midweek if you got time, man. We'll be here looking for you, okay?
All right, man. I'll probably be here, man.
All right. Looking forward to that. Night, Josh.
All right, good night.
Man, a lot of people coming up all the way up. That game everybody wanted to come in and see that game, right? Most people probably thought we were supposed to win. Hell, the odds makers said we were supposed to win. No. We got to find a way to lose. Hey, huh? Tony! Come on in here, Tony!
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing?
Tony, man, I'm still feeling the same repercussions from yesterday's incredible defeat. It would have been better if we'd have just lost by a field goal so I could actually get over that. But that was an old-fashioned butt whooping.
Keep your head up, though.
I'm going to get over this by Wednesday. You can't dwell on a loss forever. So,
Your fan base
wants Jimmy and Kyle gone, man. They want them gone.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? A lot of people do. My fear is, and Jimmy's leaving next year no matter what. His contract says he's got to go anyway. But no matter. But the thing is, what I'm worried about is if we do make a coaching change, Lord have mercy, I'm going to be nervous as a $2 hole in church. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. I don't know who's going to come in and do what. Now, I like the idea of if we're going to go with a new GM, okay, we've already got a guy in place like that. John's backup from Denver, and all of a sudden I can't remember his name. Anyway, he'd be great as a GM, but the coach, before you run Kyle off, know what you're getting yourself into. Everybody likes Eric Bieniemy, okay, but as a head coach or an OC, is we're going to I don't know. It's just really a lot of scary stuff.
Buffalo offensive coordinator Brian DeBall. That was my first choice for Atlanta, and Arthur Smith was my second choice, which we hired Arthur Smith.
And it looks like it's paying off because Arthur Smith you guys are 3-3.
Oh, and he calls the plays. I love the way he calls the plays.
Oh, Adam Peters is who I was thinking about. Okay, so if you got to get rid of Lynch, Adam Peters. Ray Jr., I'm just saying, I'm digging. Because, right now my mind is just scattered because I had everything I stood for went out the window in that game because I said, wow, look at this. We look like a junior high team. We don't even belong on the same field with that team, and that can't be.
Yeah, Brian DeBall will be a good head coach for you guys. But let me ask you a question, Ronbo. Do you think Kyle Shanahan's on the hot seat?
No. And for reasons being, it's all about the cash. Jed York, it's a $10 million guarantee. You're not going to throw $10 million and then owe him whatever for him to go somewhere else. And now you got to hire another coach? Well, you're going to be paying $30-40 million a year in coaches? I don't think so. Well, so Kyle ain't going nowhere.
Just as I knew he would, Colin Cowherd got in there and started running his mouth. And the second thing he said when he opened his show was that your coach is on the hot seat.
Colin Cowherd
is very independent.
He has no idea. Kyle is not on no hot seat. Jed may be mad as hell.
I don't take him seriously. Yeah.
But that's about it.
But Ronbo, you got to do something about your play calling, like you guys were saying in the chat. Mohamed Sanu wide open. Then you throw on to Debo with 4 different DBs around them, man.
It looked like more than that to me. Tony, it looked like everybody on the field was standing next to Debo. All I could see was a swarm of guys over there. And Jimmy, don't force that ball in there. Oh, come on. Why did you do that? Did Kyle tell you to do that? Did you do that on your own? The problem is Jimmy has he gets like that. When George Kittle's on the field, he'll only go to George every chance he gets. If he can't go to George, he'll go to Debo because Debo's now established himself. George isn't there. He doesn't trust Sanu. He certainly doesn't trust Sherfield. He's not looking at anybody else. He forced that play into there. Hit him. You know what's so funny? Hit Debo on the hands. I don't even know how he hit it. But it bounced off him. Shh, man.
Yeah, they got to get some more reps in practice because you got to catch the footballs we get paid for.
Yeah, but you know what?
Ronbo, I got a disturbing stat for you.
Give it to me.
It's for me, too. 2020 and the 2021 season up to this point. The worst home records in the National Football League.
We got it.
Jacksonville Jaguars at 1-10.
San Francisco.
San Francisco 49ers at 1-10.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit Lions at 1-10.
Don Burr will love to hear that. Y'all can't say nothing about me. Y'all ain't no better.
You know what though? After that, the Atlanta Falcons at 2-8.
Oh.
Us too. I'll talk to you today.
You know.
Atlanta Falcons at 2-8.
And the fans suffered yesterday, Tony. They're sitting out there in cold and rain. I'm talking driving rain, not normal rain for Cali. It was crazy, you know?
But Ronbo, that guy in the chat, man, I didn't mean to laugh because I feel for you guys because I kind of like the 49ers. But that guy I told you yesterday in the chat, he said, not only did we get embarrassed at home in the rain and the cold and it was windy, the team that beat us is a dome team.
You know, I don't want to laugh at that, but you know what? At this point, there's some things you got to have a sense of humor about. That is absurd. You know, those guys aren't even used to playing in that kind of weather. You know, I mean, they play some on the road a lot, but you know, you come in here and you're always domed off and just beat hell out of the 49ers. And they did trick plays. You know that big arcing shot that Carson threw up in the air and his receivers are running downfield. And it's a foot race with our guys who wear lead boots instead of cleats, right? And it's a foot race with them. And what they do, I think they practice and rehearse that. All right, when that ball's up, I'm going to tell you what, hit the brakes all of a sudden and we'll get a PI. I'll be damned if it didn't work. Our guys running all up into people and over them. And of course they got a flag. I said, you know, I don't believe this. This is just... I mean, we're rolling along with a slight lead. What was it, 10-7 for a while, I think? And all of a sudden, we put them in perfect field position again and again. All right? So now we almost have to stop running the ball and start throwing the ball, right? Because we was doing, I mean, oh, my dude, Eli was killing it. He was keeping up with Taylor. I said, look at this. Look at Eli. And all of a sudden, here we go to the air now. We're behind. So you know what?
Yeah.
We just.
But Ronbo, you guys got 11 games left. That's why I'm trying to tell the people in the chat, the season's not over.
Well,
there's 11 games left. You can turn it around.
It just doesn't look good.
That
Tony.
negative energy by the fan base.
I know. Winning will cure that. Tony, we got to go, though. I tell you what, I'll see you Wednesday if you got time. Hopefully you do. I love hearing from you.
And 20 seconds real quick. News in the NFL. Joe Flacco was traded back to the New York Jets tonight for a 6th-round pick because, you know, Zach Wilson got a sprained MCL, the 2nd overall pick in the draft.
Oh.
Sprained MCL. Joe Flacco got traded back to the Jets, where he was traded from this year. Because remember, Philly got Gardner Minshew from Jacksonville, so they got traded back up Jalen Hurts.
That's poor guy. He's coming in like Trevor Lawrence. He won't be back until next year. I know. All right, Tony. Thanks for that info, too, because I heard about that earlier. I didn't get the details. Thanks, man. I'm going to see you. I'll see you Wednesday.
All right, you have a good evening.
You too. Oh, God, man. And RJ94, thanks. Which Super Bowl loss was worse for you, 12 or 19? RJ94, they both made me mad. They were both winnable. And we found a way to pull it out and lose it. T.
Yes, sir.
T. As you know, the subject matter tonight, if you've been listening, is about yesterday's misery. And Kyle Shanahan made an immediate decision and said, Jimmy, we'll start this weekend. Your thoughts?
Where do I begin? Can I get an installment?
And we continue with Monday Night Raw in true Raw fashion. And let me holler at you. Go ahead, T.
Kyle. Kyle. My thing with him is he has his first 15 plays or whatever, and then what does he continue to do? He stems away from it. I don't know why. He gets away from things that are working because he's too full of himself, and I just will never understand it because I'm neither a head coach nor in the NFL, but yet is infuriating as hell.
I feel you.
The other thing is, bro, when are you going to have faith in your wide receivers, let alone your quarterback?
I mean, don't even look at them. Don't even look at them.
Like, don't even.
Come on.
Like, bro, Like, bro, come on now. And what is up with this doghouse? When are you going to actually be like, hey, I believe in you. You can do it. Meanwhile, we got Dante Pettis throwing passes.
Before you go to the next point, though, wouldn't you love it if Ayuk in a press conference went renegade against everything that goes on in that locker room and says, look, I just want to say this. I just want to say this right now. They say I'm not open. I tell you what. See how long? I got one of the longest arms in the NFL. I had this much. I couldn't feel nobody next to me. You know? I would love it. I'd say, Brandon, say something. If you're open,
Ronbo,
come back to the huddle. Jimmy, give me the ball.
You
say
can't
something.
Make this up. You cannot make this up, bro. I'm telling you can't make this up. This is comedy. Meanwhile, we're having Dante Pettis actually showing out for once.
Did he make a play with the Giants? I've been watching Pettis. I missed him yesterday. He made a couple of plays. I know Kendrick is.
Oh, by the way,
Kendrick is what?
Ronbo.
Yes, go
Pettis has more touchdowns than George Kittle.
Who?
George Kittle. He has more TDs.
Kendrick?
Dante Pettis.
Dante has more.
No,
oh, I thought I was going to accept George. I was going to accept Kendrick, but not Dante. Oh, see, okay, see, you bring up a good point. I was a huge. I got fights on Twitter like I generally do, but I quit. But I got into fights about Kendrick Bourne, and now look at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's an ace over. And I knew what I was looking at there. And also, Dante Pettis, I had him in my mock draft. He made me mad his first year because I thought he was a wimp. I thought I saw him pulling up on plays because he didn't want to take the pain. And so I said, oh, man, Dante, I didn't know that about you, man. Come on, man. You're a coward? So, and now you're telling me he's making plays. I saw him 2 weeks ago, and I said, look at Dante making plays. But I didn't think too much of it. I knew he could play if he just would. Damn.
Exactly. And back to my point of having faith in your players, how many years has he drafted a wide receiver and so far only one has panned out?
Yep.
Apparently.
See, it's frightening. No, it is true. Only Debo.
It's like,
Jalen
come
Hurd
on,
can't
bro.
play. Dante's out of here. Who's the third guy? Ayuk is struggling. I don't know if Ayuk's struggling, but they keep saying he is. But everybody says he's open. I never see it on the screen. So that's three. You're right. Who else
It's like Kyle, bro. At a certain point, get over your scheme and your big-headedness and have some faith in your players, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you've drafted these people over the years, and barely them have played. Like, where is Juwan Jennings? Why isn't Juwan Jennings getting some reps, bro?
I forgot all about him. He missed one yesterday.
Like, what was the point of even drafting? Say it again.
He missed one yesterday. I don't know if he missed it or was just a bad toss. He doesn't get very many tosses anyway. It's all about Debo, and every defense knows that. Okay, guys, you know what? He's only going to throw to Debo. We're just going to full down, take him down, and make the rest of those guys beat us. Okay, Coach, you know they're going to do that.
And as for this next week, I personally don't really care who starts. I love Jimmy. I will always rock with Jimmy. At this point, I'm just like, I just want to win.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we've been losing for
weeks.
You know how they've said this was 2019 vibes? This is giving me 2016 vibes. And I'm quite sorry. I'm very sorry to say that.
But see, we got a right to criticize this season. We give Jimmy love when he's doing all right, and when he's messing up, I got no problem talking about him in there. This is why the difference between you and I and the haters is, So, hey, T, tell you what I'm gonna do. If you got time Wednesday, I'll be looking for you. All right, we gotta go.
It's all good, my dude.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, you too. Take care.
Thanks. Hey, Frank.
Ronbo.
Frank, come on in, man. So,
what's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Frank, I wish something up. I just wish that today, since we haven't done this in 4 weeks, I wish we could say, woo, finally got that monkey off our back. Let's go. No, here we are again in the same place we've been for the last 3 weeks. Got another whooping. Frank, okay, you can talk about. Frank, did you make it in yesterday? Because if you want to talk about yesterday's game, go right ahead. Kyle mentioned today, look, y'all, I didn't say if Jimmy loses this game, I'm going to change quarterbacks. He's starting next week. So, you're feeling on all that.
Well, yeah, I made it in yesterday, Ronbo.
No, okay. Yeah, I remember you now, yes. I do.
Yeah, I can't understand. Yeah, shout out to you, Ronbo, production.
Thanks, Frank.
Shout out to my DC native Jay, but I disagree with him. But shout out to him. He's from the hometown. But I got shown love. Yeah, so time for a new scenery, Ronbo. I mean, yeah, we all have faith, Ronbo, with the writing on the wall. You know what I'm saying? We seen it before our eyes. I mean, it's not getting no better. Please tell me how it's gonna turn around with the plays he's calling and what he doing. Like, I don't see no upside to it. So I mean, he just gotta be a realist. From week one, Ronbo, it been a disaster. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I mean, we just gotta call a spade a spade. So we just gotta move on. Let them finish this. Let them go ahead and finish this year out. I mean, you 5 now, then who you gonna have? Who gonna take over? I guess what the assistant coach or whoever the assistant coach or D'Amico Ryan or whoever on the staff gonna take over. So just let them go ahead, do is finish this year out, and we go from there. I mean, from watching the game, like somebody was saying, I don't think Trey is a Kaepernick, because Kaepernick was also just a one trick pony as well. And Richard Sherman, pinpointed that, once Kaepernick was he'd lock on one receiver, then he just rip it. See, a good thing with Trey also, he studied film. That was what he was good at in college. I think that's what Kyle said. Main one part that he liked about him as well. And then also Trey go through his progressions. You see he try to once you just polish him up, you train him, you coach him, and that go for Kyle and the quarterback coach. But I don't know if Rich, what's his name? The quarterback coach?
Rich Gangarello.
Yeah, Rich Gangarello. I don't know if he really the type to develop a quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So it's good as you might need to get a quarterback coach in to develop Trey Lance and to be what we know he's capable of being. And that's he would try to get Jeff Garcia to come in. And a lot of blame fall on Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch's doorstep, because John Lynch, you pick these players. The players, these are the players. You know what we need. What we needed. We need a corner. You refuse to get a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like everything we needed, you know what to get. You keep picking up injury-prone players, Ronbo. That's not producing, not even playing on the field. The draft picks that they don't pick.
Frank, it goes deeper than that, because Ambry Thomas is not injured. Aaron Banks, is that Aaron Banks? Them two ain't injured. They're just sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's just what worries me too. Why did you draft them and sit them down for this length of time? Are they incapable? Because you look at, Brunskill's getting killed. We got big Aaron Banks, and I thought he was going to play this week. No, he's got his clothes on, but he ain't playing. So, and Trey Sermon, as somebody pointed out, we picked out 4 guys in the draft to say there's not a chance of them coming in the game. What is going on, man?
It's the GM. It's your GM. I'm not agreeing with the Kyle hostage. He trying to do this. He trying to do that. Kyle not trying to do anything. Kyle cannot. He's not a leader, so he don't know how to. You have to know how to lead a group of 53-man roster, all men. You have to be a leader. You have to know how to lead, get them excited. Prep talk. This the motivation. You know what I'm saying? Look at Pete Carroll.
He's everybody's examples. Pete gets excited.
Yeah, I mean, look how he get his example. Look how he get his players pumped up. Cal don't do none of that.
Look at McVay.
Yeah, look at McVay. Look at all the coaches. Look at McVay. Look at only one is Bill Belichick, but he know how to. He teach
that works for him.
Technique, and he talks. That works for that way. That works for him. That's
exactly.
That's what works.
Belichick
Kyle don't do that. Kyle don't
but
do
Belichick's Belichick gets fear from his players. They respect him, but they're scared of him. I don't know. You know what's so funny? Because look how many championships they won, but it was because of Brady probably. But still, man, that works, I guess.
But it's a system. It's a system how Belichick ran it. You know, the system worked. He had the right staff. He had to know how to pick the right players, and he come from a defensive background, so he know how to scheme you and take your best player away. And then he had one of the second best, greatest quarterback ever, and Tom Brady. So you know, I mean, it's time for a change. Ronbo, we had chances to get Brady. Ronbo, you had chances to get Aaron Rodgers.
You're not going to get Brady.
How you fumble that? Ain't no way you fumble. And then the bad thing about it, they both wanted to play for us.
I know,
you know what I'm saying? They wanted to come on. They wanted to come to us.
But they would have came in telling people what to do, both of them, and that wasn't going to work with our guys.
Hey, if you want to win, Ron, that's what you have to do. Look at Tampa Bay. They won the Super Bowl.
Certain
Come
people
on, Ron.
you should respect.
That's what you have to do.
I agree. There's certain quartures you can respect on that level.
They deserve that privilege. Especially Tom Brady. Tom Brady definitely deserves that privilege. You can't tell that man what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Bruce Arians did. He's riding the train. All right, Frank, we got to go, you know. And I'll see you Wednesday.
Okay, you have a good one, Ronbo. Love you, man. Love you, faithful, man. You know.
Thanks, man.
I'll see you Wednesday, man.
Looking forward
have a
to
blessed
it.
night.
You too.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we all agree on a number of things, don't we? So, you know, but we wonder what's going to happen. RJ94, you must choose one, Shanahan or Harbaugh. Oh, that's a... Jed doesn't like Harbaugh. So he ain't never getting... There's no chance of that. So I guess I'll stay... I gotta honestly... don't get mad, but I do like Shanahan. I just wish he'd loosen up a little bit. Don't let your player feel that he's got to stay within the boundaries of what you're doing. Tell him, if you trust him at some point, let him think on his own. That's all Jimmy did in 2017 when he first came here. That was him. Splendiferous. I think you can stop. Splendiferous is not going to come in tonight. He would have came in by now. Hey, Bill.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I've been sitting here waiting very patiently for Dave, the coach. And none of you has even put out there. He has 6 national championship titles. He is let me put it like this way. He's the reason Pete Carroll left college coaching in the first place. He owns Pete Carroll in every aspect. So meaning that if we were to hire him, the Hawks would no longer own us. We would own them. Facts. And his name is Nick.
Bill, are you talking about Harbaugh?
No.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Nick. His name is Nick Saban.
Oh, Saban. Nick Saban.
Oh, I'm telling you. And do not think for a minute, because we signed a contract, that Kyle Shanahan is safe. Don't think for a minute. He could fire him at the end of the year because he's got Farad that will help him bail him out of the $10 million loss that they got. So keep that in mind.
Well,
oh yeah.
I don't know.
So
okay.
If I was Kyle Shanahan, I would worry about being in the hot seat. I'm telling you, and it's just a feeling I got. Normally my feelings are never wrong. If he can't pull it together this year or next, he's terminated. And I'm telling you right now, and I'm calling it. I see, and a lot of people don't like it, what I'm gonna say, but Alabama's gonna run it back this year, and Alabama's gonna have their 7th national championship title. He's got so many national championship titles. The only thing to add to it is Super Bowl titles.
But Bill, you got to keep in mind, all the best football players in America want to go to Bama. I keep wondering what he would do if he had a little less talent on that team. Last year, I mean, Bama could have played against some pro teams and won. So, I don't know. I'd like to see Saban work with a little less talent and see if he can still do that.
Hey, we got good talent. He can develop our quarterback, Trey Lance. On top of that, he would go out and get Aaron Rodgers. That's a fact on itself. He would get Aaron Rodgers, and we got everything we need. So if we fire Shanahan, if we have to get into the coach, I want Nick Saban as our head coach, and you will see why if it happens. Because Nate, I'm gonna put it this way: Aaron Rodgers is a free agent after this year. He wants to see what's in the market. He's going to give us a chance to sign him. Keep this in mind, Ronbo. He's going to give us a chance, one more chance, to sign him.
You think so?
And if we got Kyle Shanahan, it's not going to happen.
Okay,
we may.
Wait a minute, Bill. You forgot. We got rid of 2 first-round picks. We just drafted a quarterback. Jed York will probably slap anybody that walks in an office and says, "Oh, we want Aaron Rodgers." He's not coming, Bill.
We got to develop him.
That's what you're going to have to do.
We got to develop him. And what better to develop him? What better to develop him is behind Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got 2 years.
Maybe. Okay, I'll go along with it for this reason, because you signed Rodgers to a 2-year deal, and you allow Trey to work with him for the next 3 years of redshirting, right? I don't know if they want to go that direction, but yeah, that would work. Or else they try to trade Trey, I guess. I don't know. But for Aaron Rodgers,
no, they want to trade Trey.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers only wants 2 more years, 2 or 3 more years, anyways. He'll go out. He'll retire in 2 or 3 years.
That could work. You owe Trey $10 million a year. I think something like that, right? So, yeah, maybe.
And Nick Saban is our coach.
I don't know about that.
That would be the offense. I don't think Kyle's going to be our coach soon. I really don't. If he pulls any more stuff like this, and we have one more bad year, it don't matter if we have him for the next 5 or 6 years in the contract. He could either trade him or fire him, but he'll be out. That's facts.
The season's not over yet, but you know what? I could see where it could be a little muddy there at the end of the year if we end up with a really horrible losing record.
This is where Jed York should bring in Kyle and say, "Hey, man, I know I signed you to a contract extension, but I'm having a little cold feet about it. Now, here's what I could do for you. If we have a bad year, I could trade you to the Raiders or back to I'll trade you to Miami to get 2 first rounds. Our first rounder back, plus their first rounder.
They like Flores in Miami for now. But, Bill, we're going to go. I tell you
or
what.
they could trade him,
Well, yeah, we'll bring
It's
Flores in.
out there.
Bill, let me see a Wednesday. Looking for you, all right? And say hi
Give
to
me a
Shania
49er shout out.
Can do.
Yeah, she's sick right now.
Oh, so wish her well. All right. A nighter! Bill. What should I get better
Do me a
soon?
favor, Ronbo. I want you to do some look into Nick. I want you to look into Nick Saban the next time I call Wednesday.
No, I know
wanna
about
hear what you have to
Saban.
say.
That guy's a legend. I know about him. All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Oh my God, this is homecoming day. Shaleo, Shaleo.
Yo, Ronbo, what's going on?
Shaleo, make it quick because we're out of time. Shaleo, I need to say hello. Shaleo, I have a long time no see, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You?
Oh, terrible, because we're having a hard time with this season. You know what I mean? So, Shaleo, you've been away for a while. I'd love to hear your feelings on the misery and pain and suffering we went through the last 4 weeks. In yesterday's game, God.
Before I start with that, how about them Cowgirls? How about them Rams? How about them Seahawks? And last but not least, how about them Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Chippendales?
Shaleo, what's so bad? It's been that long since we've talked because the Cowboys are looking good. The Raiders are the best in the division.
All the teams that I hate are doing good, man.
I know, right? And the Rams.
What the heck is going on?
The Seahawks suck, though. You're right on that one, though.
Yeah, the Seahawks are the only ones that are sucking. But anyways, talk about the 49ers. You know, I remember telling you a long time back that the Super Bowl loser doesn't come back. And that's starting to come true now.
Well, that's true.
Right?
We went worse and worse.
I mean, we might not even see Jimmy again, and we might certainly not see Kyle again.
Well, Jimmy's
this
definitely...
man is a part of 2 chokes. He choked twice with Atlanta and San Francisco 49ers. And what did what was our identity? Is to run the ball, right?
Yeah.
So we don't do it. And we just change it around, and, you know, you start throwing it. So that's another problem. I mean, there's a long list of issues. Picking players. Some people giving BJs in Stanford to Solomon Thomas. You know? There is a long list of problems with this regime. They're not getting it done. The picks have been awful. I mean, I like Trey Lance, but we don't know what he's going to be.
Yeah.
So I got 2 options here. We either keep Kyle or we go after Aaron Rodgers and try to, you know, see if he's available.
Bill likes that idea. Yeah.
We need to go after Aaron Rodgers because I've seen a lot of fans crying about, oh, we want Brady. We should have got Brady. Oh, we want Manning. Manning was available. Well, guess what? Rodgers is available. Go after him. We got to do it. Want a Super Bowl?
You know, one thing one of the reasons why, other than struggling, Jimmy Garoppolo's leaving because they can't afford to keep him too. That's part of the reason why he's definitely got to go. So you bring in Aaron Rodgers,
and that was another issue.
No, I just want to finish.
He played 5 games.
I know, but Aaron Rodgers is going to come in with the same problem. We have to sign Nick Bosa. Debo is to be signed. We got a bunch of players that we got to sign. We've already paid out a lot of money on George and Fred Warner. I don't know if there's enough money to be signing Aaron Rodgers to 20-something million. The way you do it is you got to keep the rookie quarterbacks until you get in position to do anything different, right? So one of the reasons why they needed to draft this year too.
Get Jimmy's money and give it to Aaron.
Well, no, that we can't afford Jimmy.
And have Aaron take a hometown discount. He's from Chico.
If you can talk him into that.
Let him take that discount. He always wanted to be a Niner. He don't want to be in that cold weather.
I know.
Freaking frosty weather. You don't want to be in Green Bay.
That's true, but you got Debo to sign. You got Nick. Is going to be one of the highest paid players in the NFL. They keep skimming the bucket. We're going to lose a lot of players next year, though. You got Trent Williams getting a massive salary as well. I don't know how they could do it. It'd be nice, but I don't know.
They got to make it work if they want a Super Bowl because we're not winning nothing with Jimmy. I'm sorry.
Well, he's gone in.
It's done. You're not even going to be able to trade for him. Nobody in the league wants him. If somebody wanted him, they'd be knocking at our front door right now. Nobody wants him. He's trash, garbage, basura.
Somebody said there was a second-round pick offered a while ago. I don't know if that was true.
A while ago? We should have took it a while ago.
Yeah.
If it was on the table, we should have took it. I mean, this regime did a horrible job. We paid him $100 million for 5 games. You go ahead and pay him 5 games for 5 games? Come on, man.
He's not
you should be
getting
tagging
that much.
him.
His whole contract is only 27 more million, so he's not getting that much.
$27 million? Oh my God, he is horrible. He's not for $27 million. He's more like a penny. Look at his performance yesterday. It's horrible.
At the time,
and play calling is garbage.
Okay, at the time, that's what the salary standard was for QBs. And,
he hasn't won us a Super Bowl, so why are we giving him $100 million? He doesn't deserve it.
Look at Jared Goff, how much he's getting paid more than Jimmy is. He hasn't won anything.
He doesn't deserve it either.
That's just the way it goes to quarterbacks, But just think about it this way.
You got to give a quarterback that has done it before, that has won a Super Bowl. So if Aaron Rodgers is available,
but the thing is, but you still need to play every year consistently, right? Look at Mahomes right now. That guy's a $1 billion player. And he's getting his butt.
Well, that's another issue. They didn't let that rookie contract play out. They paid him right away. We have our rookie. We don't have to pay him.
Leo, I'm running way over time. I think we've run into 3 hours here. I'm going to take off. Let's see you Wednesday since you're back, and let's get that intro again. We might have to change the names on those intros, though.
Shout out to the Niner Empire. Thanks for the platform, Rumble. Hit those
Thank
likes.
you, Shalil.
Have a good night.
You too, fam. Night. All right, fam. Ronbo is gone. I say thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. Really appreciate that. And think good thoughts. We need them. Get those biorhythms to go upward. I don't want to lose to the Bears. I'm sick of losing. Anyway, I'll see you Wednesday if you got some time for us. Niners!